team fights going on, not a lot of third partying happening, but here we go to kick things off. Wolves versus DRG coming right out of the top. Looks like F already popped here for NiHQ. It's going to be very difficult for him to be able to get out of that situation there, as DRG's Dongqing is going to be able to come away with that first elimination. Wolves them trying to make something happen, getting some loot up. They're seeing Bamboo Esports taking the fight against, looks to be EWG. EWG have already taken one player out. It looks to be a 2v2 in this situation now. I've been sending that F3 out, trying to go for a follow-up here, but XI going to get eliminated pretty quickly here. And the last remaining player on EWG in the 2v1 situation is going to get eliminated, as Roy Hehe is going to get himself revived.
Looks like Wolves Zem now going to find himself in a fight versus OUG, already losing NiHQ. Going to cost him pretty heavily here. Zem was able to get a bit of shopping done, but no teammates about. Is going to just use the river. Potentially as an opportunity to break away, but taking those bow shots from Rico on the high ground just guarantees that he's going to be going down. OUG starting off strong, as Wolves, unfortunately, a little bit spread around the map, as you can see JL, currently our favourites for the day, taking a fight versus ASE. So far, they've already been able to secure themselves a single kill. So it looks like VVV going to be going down in the middle of all that. Now One Fang eating a whole heap of damage. ASE going to be able to finish them up. JL suffering a pretty rough loss at the beginning there.
Yeah, unfortunate to see JL going out so early. They did have a lot of promise coming into this game with their highest placement. But ASE being a team that's middle of the pack during this placement so far. So they, they do show a lot of promise to be doing a lot of good into these next coming games. So 3 kills on the board for them right to start. OUG, 1 elimination on the board. I believe they picked up a kill onto Wolves, as DRG is starting to join into the Arcadia area, as Dongqing picking himself up a decent amount of loot. These players are pretty scaled. Purple weapons, some blue weapons, all blue armor on the board for them, and they do have that Vulpine Essence Soul Jade. Dongqing taking a bow shot to the face there is going to end up backing off and going for a reset. Tessa ult coming out from Roy Hehe here, as they do have the Bane coming through, using that Moonbane charm, trying to land onto Alliance. They don't want to take their fight too far out of the Moonbane. Loses their guaranteed security here, but they do have the Wu-Chan ultimate online, so they might try and go in for an aggressive fight. I've been getting absolutely minced here, putting into the blender so fast. All 3 of these players were able to capitalize on the fact that they were separated from their team. Going to a Wu-Chan ult them back into their Bane and just get them a quick little reset off here. And it looks like they decided not to go into the Bane and back off to the other side. We do see the Test ultimate online now. They are without the Wu-Chan ults. They might have to play this a little bit more close to the vest. We're going to see the Matari Dash coming out from the F2 here. Longsword Slash going to come in, deal a lot of damage. Roy Hehe getting locked up in the combos. We are going to see Yuma getting hit by the Tessa Charm here. Overhold's coming through on the fan. Yuma now getting hit. We are going to see that Tessa enchant come off, but the Beeping ultimate, the Matari ultimate, and the Zai ult all coming out, making it extremely difficult for these players to make anything happen. And just as the ultimate is going to go down, Yuma going to be able to get hit by the stun. They try to do the peel with the Zai ultimate, but Yuma is going to go down. NY7 trying to make something happen in this 2v3 situation, turning it into a 2v2, and now Fat Milk all on his own. Very, very difficult situation here for Fat Milk. It looks like Ibin now, the last remaining player on BBE, going to be fighting against NY7 and Revenge. Does have that pull sword to be able to stone form out here. F3 onto NY7. No burn damage from the F3 of the Zai. Bringing the triple charge around. He might be able to get the kill onto Revenge here. It's coming up close, but Ibin wasn't able to pull it off. We almost saw the crazy 2v1. The triple charge not parried, but alas, no victory for him, as they are going to take themselves to the Soul Altar.
They almost timed out on Yuma as well. Yuma was like a couple of seconds from running out of time, so very, very clutch turnaround there from Alliance. And we were talking about it actually a little bit before the show started, but Alliance have been on fire this season. This has really been a good year for them. Like, they've been consistently improving, consistently looking better. So we are going to see X1 taking themselves a fight versus OUG, but I don't really think... I say that. The Sandstorm actually didn't do as much as I thought. It looks like OUG going to be able to make a break for it. ZDI will find Zinyu, though, who is currently crouching behind. No! Doesn't check in the right position, so X1 just going to head away, and OUG able to limp away from the potential pick onto them, as we cut over to EWG taking on DRG. Just going to send a couple of people packing. Sandstorm breaks out. It looks like Lue going very low here. Has been able to make a run for it. And DRG going to keep that pressure up. Although, looks like they're just going to go for the solo pick onto the one player caught by the Wisp. Able to secure themselves kill nice and easy. Grimmy ultimate has been thrown down as well. In the meanwhile, Q9 does actually take a parry to the face. Hasn't been able to pick up his fans. It's going to switch out to the pole sword here. EWG in a little bit of danger. One more charge left on Don Q's ultimate though. See if he can make a good mark with it. Looks like for now, they're just waiting it out. Didn't actually hit it, but should just be able to finish up Don Q9.
Yeah, Dongqing trying to make something happen here, but we're now seeing the Zai ultimate come out from EWG. The parry is going to get released, though, as it's now looking a little bit sticky for DRG. DRG had it in the first bit here, and now it's looking like it is coming back, but OUGSS with a crazy triple charge from the Greatsword coming in, and now Xinyu, the Vulpine Essence getting popped onto Dongqing. Xinyu now trying to make something happen. The triple charge again from Rico coming in. The Greatsword 3 charge getting let go is absolutely crazy here, as Kakashi getting solo comboed from the longsword as OUG's SS picks up the elimination. Beautiful third party from OUG there to come in and clean up all of the remaining kills onto DRG. And OUG picking up their second, third, and fourth eliminations of the game here, as we are seeing a couple of these other players still around. I believe WX98 hasn't gone down yet from DRG, trying to revive some of these players, as OUG trying to just guard in the zone. X1 waiting in the wings to see who is going to be popping out of the zone. It looks like they might try to go in for a press here, as they do know they could be low. As WX98 getting caught out now, is going to get himself eliminated, as they were hiding in the bushes there. We are going to see the F1 from Tessa getting popped. The ult is going to come out here. SS now in a heap of trouble. Going to pop that ultimate, pick up his soul back, and then just drop down to avoid this Viper ult. But they were able to get the stun onto Rico here. Rico coming out with an absolute dirty elimination. But now X1 caught out in the storm. This could be dangerous here. They don't know if they've got the Wu Chen ult available to pop, but they are taking a lot of damage to this storm. SS has been eliminated now. XLY with a beautiful elimination. Xinyu, the only remaining player on the team. No resurrections available too. This could be super dangerous for them. One double charge and it's all over. He does have the ultimate. Is going to pop the ult. Try and get out of there as fast as possible, but I believe this is going to be it for Xinyu. Not able to get out of the storm fast enough.
Hey, kind of made a bit of a fumble there, to be honest. They put all the gold onto him, all the Data coins onto him, so he could then go buy some resurrection tokens, but ultimately wasn't able to break away. I think what OUG's big mistake was there wasn't a decisive call. They didn't decide on what the game plan was going to be, so they just they couldn't commit. They couldn't commit to running or fighting, and ultimately they ended up going down, and that is them donezo. It's going to be Wolves versus JL. This is going to be a really, really good Realm of Yang, actually.
Oh, 100%. As we take to the skies for the initial bow shots here, the opening play is just going to be for the range, as they're trying to keep the Kylan in the sky for as long as possible. Hottie Cube's getting placed. You can hear it in the back. ZK getting destroyed out of damage here. Zem trying to go for the peel. Fighting onto VVV now. We are going to see the cube coming out from Zem. Going to try and go for the overhold onto Onefang. It is going to connect. Onefang now taking that cube. Kylan ultimate is going to get activated. They want to take that Z-ping out. They know the Z-ping's low. Zem are going to have that Z-ping ult forced out. Onefang is their target here. They're trying to focus as hard as possible onto Onefang, but the healing is just so much. Kylan slash. JL's Onefang does go down. Zem picking up the elimination, and now VVV as their next target, trying to take him out as fast as possible, connecting with the last Kylan slash here. Ultimate is going down, and now it's a 3v1 situation, and Wolves just absolutely decimating their competition here as fast as possible. The scale rush coming through, and NiHQ picks up the elimination. Flipping over now, we have WBG versus ASE in the Realm of Yang. We are going to see A Xiao taking so much damage. They take the Kurumi out fast, and this is exactly what they want to do. The Hexa Harmony from the spear coming out, just locking down all of these Jades that alter attacks. They don't deal that much more damage. It's not a super significant damage buff, but it's enough to be able to lock down these players for that much longer, giving your teammates a chance to follow up with some crazy damage from a pull sword or a great sword. And that's exactly what ASE was able to do. Jandong holding them down in the Hexa Harmony, and then the gold greatsword from his teammate coming through and finishing them off. Absolute beautiful play coming out from ASE.
Yeah, and with Wolves winning out versus JL as well, puts JL in a pretty rough spot. Because remember, they had 80 points coming into today. A very, very solid day number one, but Wolves had a pretty rough day one to this bi-weekly. Coming back strong after that fight. We'll probably just be looking for a fight versus someone. They have got Alliance behind them. Both those teams have Vermilion Birdsmite, so it's kind of one of those safe fights where the two Birdsmite teams fight each other. And if they get third partied, it doesn't really matter because they'll have the revives. Might be able to find themselves a little something. But WBG, JL, and TE all running around the map with that debuff on them. I'll be looking to revive and find those kills as quick as possible. I actually really respect that TE went into the Roma Yang. I think them being in last place with only 26 points, like, they just need to go as hard as possible today because they have literally nothing to lose. They're as low as it can get as they're going to revive right on top of JL. Both teams realize that now's the opportunity to fight. The problem is VVV's already cleared away and TE were a little bit too slow to go for the full committal on the fight. Does look like we are going to see them break out. Wash lands the F there from the Zai. I believe they pop the ultimates. They will have a second one charged up. 14 gets caught out by VVV. Broken away, though, by the Zai chains. Keep VVV locked down in place. Gets himself the glider out to safety. Wash keeps the pressure up onto VVV, who is now going to pop that ultimate. If you can focus him, if you can stagger him, this is the best time to kill that Kylan. He's just going to start to dash through the members of TE with the purple weapon. Is going to do a fair amount of damage here on this Kylan, just trying to line them up, but they're fighting on the Kurumi ultimate, which is definitely going to make life harder. VVV still got a bit of time left on that ultimate and a couple dashes to go with. Is going to get another one onto Yin. Got now a couple of members lined up. Ultimate time's out for him, but he's going to finish up. Yin gets parried by Pampy. Yin goes down in the meanwhile. It looks like TE are able to cleanse themselves of one right now, but JL about to find themselves in some serious danger. Have to break away as the third party has come in. It's not a third party, don't worry. I'm brain farting a little bit here, but VVV keeping the pressure up onto 14, trying to finish him up. He's actually about to get that ultimate fairly close to being back. Has cleansed himself, but wants to keep another teammate alive, especially with one thing down. They do have a fair amount of money available to them, so they could just go for the revive tokens. As a 5-2-1 came for that third party, are going to get in for the revives. Yin gets picked up. JL looks to run away, and it looks like Dami should be able to get to Pampy in time and pick him up. So 5-2-1 lose nothing.
5-2-1 joined into that fight very quickly. We saw them come in and lose two of their members really fast, and it looks like they did end up just leaving that last guy alone to revive his teammates. So we are going to see 5-2-1 back into the mix of this game. They were able to pick up a couple kills. They weren't on the Yang depletion, so these other teams were able to pick up the Soul Blooms. I believe WBG, the only team now that need to cleanse their Yang depletion, as they are going to be engaging into a fight really quickly here. It looks like Wolves were able to get themselves Mystic Might coming out, and Zem getting brought dangerously low here is going to have to take that cube to heal up. We are going to see him get that Z-Ping F to be able to heal a little bit of health. We are going to see the Takeda ultimate coming in. Cavalry Bloom as well from Sleepwalker, just scaling the side of this Ballista Tower, as just sending these shots onto Zem, wanting this elimination really bad. We are going to see the gold ultimate coming out now. Wolf Zem on the Kylan ultimate. We're going to see now coming through a huge Kylan slashes, dealing a lot of damage, but ACL does have that Kurumi ultimate invested. Sleepwalker needs to get in there fast, is going to be able to get out there, but Roy Hehe going to be able to pick up the elimination with a beautiful third party, as Wolf Zem is going to get the kill onto Xiao quickly. And it looks like WBG has been completely eliminated, as Wolves was able to make themselves a quick escape, as X1 LYD picking up this kill on to 5-2-1's Yim, as X1 doing a really good job of coming in with some crazy third-party kills today. We saw them make the decision to go in the zone earlier, and now they're doing it again. JL's VVV now going to get absolutely decimated. LYD and CDI picking up a beautiful elimination textbook Tessa charm kill, as ASE waiting alone in the realm of Yang, waiting for their competitors to join in. It looks like some of these teams might be doing a bit of shopping, as we do still have 23 seconds before these players jump back into the realm of Yang.
Some might not even show up. We do see this occasionally where teams almost feel the risk from the Realm of Yang, and ASE might be getting a freebie. They got 10 seconds, and they're probably begging for this just to be a freebie. They don't really care about the kills. They've already had enough of a good start as Alliance. Are going to be jumping in, and they're going to be ruining ASE's day off the back of that one.
Oh, no.
It was only a few seconds off as well. ASE thought they got away with it. And Alliance pretty stacked up on the weapon front here. Golden halberds onto NY7. Halberds are such a good weapon to lock people down.
Oh,
especially
100%.
with a Zai as well. Zai is just incredibly locking people down. He's able to find one, forces them to Hardy Cube out immediately. NY7. Try to look for an opportunity to jump in, just going for the stag with the halberds. Gets another F off, thanks to the reset from the Matari ultimate. And Morin is just unable to move. NY7 still hasn't actually got their ultimate up yet and available, but they're getting pretty close. Goes for the uppercut, doesn't quite make that connection, but there's that lockdown from the stab of the halberds. Has now got their ultimate about to come back up. F as well, so we'll be able to quickly slam this one forwards. Misses out on it, but Yuma going very low. Here comes the F once again. The ultimate is now broken out, so they're going to be able to lock people down. Alliance getting absolutely shredded here. Oh, sorry, Alliance absolutely shredding here. ASE did lose a player, though, so see if they can find that turnaround. Yuma going pretty low. NY7 hasn't really been able to make that connection, really break out yet. Is going to look once again to use those chains. Is going to find himself locked down one more time. Has got that F available. Going to slam in. Secures himself the kill. Alliance just like that. Now about to lose NY7 as ASE keeping that pressure up, but Alliance still have the man advantage over Alliance. Morin going incredibly low during all of this. Is going to break away for a brief second. Slams down, but ASE, they had to work for it, but they still got the Realm of Yang.
Yeah, they played that very well. They were able to hold out on their ultimates until the end there. We did see their opponents try and make something happen, but they were able to get the man advantage early on into the fight. They were holding on to that Zai ult for a little bit too long, I believe, and the peel for their Matari was just not there. Matari was able to get isolated, and they just took that in stride. Alliance's Matari getting absolutely decimated so fast. Dongqing here, able to get himself a free Spirit Well here. So it looks like he's just waiting to pop it to the last second. He does want to be able to use that buff as long as possible, as ASE are going to pick themselves up the Mystic Might. I don't know 100% if the meta shifted away from the White Tiger's prowess yet. I do know that we still like to see it coming through in the final Spirit Wells.
It's still crazy good. What we've seen, though, over the last few weeks is obviously these earlier Spirit Wells people don't really mind about. They're willing to give them up. It's that last Spirit Well. Typically, if it's a White Tigers, everybody in the lobby will fight. Because best case scenario, no one gets it and they force anyone off from getting it. Worst case scenario, someone gets White Tigers for free. And if they can stall it out long enough, they can have it till the end of the game, which is then when you see that Wolves Thanos snap we saw in the first bi-weeklies. And just, you know, has ended so many lobbies this split so far. So we are seeing, you know, a change. If it's the Mystic Might, the teams are pretty chill to give it up. Like, if they can contest it, they might, but like, we'll see teams full sending it if White Tigers is the buff. So that's kind of my expectation. I don't think anything's changed since last week on that front. Teams will be playing very, very aggressive for it.
We just saw ASE pick up the Mystic Might over the White Tiger's prowess from their second Realm of Yang victory, which confused me a little bit on the fact that they didn't.
I think the reason why you see that is because Mystic Might is fine at this point in the game. It gives you the ability to see where anyone is. White Tigers only has like its real impact. Yeah, because of the radius on the explosions when you get that takedown.
Giving themselves a little bit of vision through this game, especially since there are only 21 players left into this game. As you saw, the circle is super big still. And it is looking very scarce. As we saw the map earlier, there's not too many teams left in this game.
Yeah, so what's interesting is they took Mystic Might instead of Draco Storm, because I feel a lot of teams will prioritize the Draco Storm second now over like the Mystic Might. I think, White Tigers really comes down to just being an end game one because the radius on the explosion is not that big, but big enough if you clip someone with it, you might be able to kill someone and you get that kind of chain reaction. I feel like if White Tigers had like a slight cooldown on the pop, it would be a way different buff. But the problem with it is the fact there is no cooldown on that pop. So if that goes, that just goes. Looks like Alliance chasing down DRG here. I guess it's a small lobby. They are actually full sending it. F comes in, hit onto WX98. 7 holding on to their ultimate for the moment. Dongqing actually throws down his ult with the chain scythe, able to catch on to the members of DRG, forcing the ultimates out from them. Sandstorm breaks out as well. 7 going very, very low. Looks like they're going to be able to make a break for it. Donkey 9 continuing to see if he can find an opening. Wolves are in the area though, so this fight could get really spicy. A lot of ultimates blown by DRG. In fact, I think they've blown all of them. So Alliance, they can just evacuate and someone else can come deal with DRG right now. But Revenge being targeted up. NY7 goes down in all of the mix. But with Wolves now here in the area and all the other teams actually collapsing in, Bane's Breast just behind them. DRG and Alliance may find themselves in a little bit of danger. They're going to make their way into the tunnels. Revenge is just putting the pressure up onto Donkey 9, knowing he doesn't have the ultimate anymore. But Alliance, I don't know what they were doing. That was greedy. Alliance? Oh, they had the debuff. They had the debuff, of course. They
had the Yang depletion, but they jumped into that right when DRG picked up the Spirit Well. So they had all 3 of their ultimates popped. Got their ultimates back again. There were 2 Takeda ults back to back from DRG in that fight. And then they had 2 Kurumi ultimates. So the amount of heal that they were getting from not only the White Tiger's prowess, from 2 Temi ults and 2 Takeda ults, as well as the second Kurumi ult that came out there, was just absolutely criminal. So having all 3 of their players be able to ult twice into that fight, giving themselves the buff from the White Tiger's prowess, Alliance was doomed from the start. They jump in, they see a team, they're like, oh, we're going to catch them off guard really quickly, and it just ends up not working out for them here. As we are going to see ASE going for that final Spirit Well. And this is where it's going to get interesting. X1 looks to be jumping onto it. ASE going to get parried really quickly here. Jiandong going to get the heal from his teammate, and it looks like they are going to be able to pick this up pretty easily here. Getting hit from the Tessa Charm fast. I'm not 100% sure which buff they were able to come away with here. It looks like they didn't.
That's not the buff one.
That's not the buff one here. So they aren't going to be buffed. Jiandong, taking a lot of HP away from himself here, is going to be forced to back off. They are in a lot of trouble right now. The F1 is going to come out from their Z-Ping to be able to just aid in the escape. Gold armor on 2 of their players now. ASG is looking extremely stacked. They do have 10 kills on them for the board so far. ASG, Jiandong now getting himself a gold weapon, giving himself that Kylan ultimate at gold scale is going to be a super huge advantage into this fight. And yeah, DRG putting on a show earlier, fighting against a Alliance, having 2 ultimates back to back in a fight, and then almost getting their ult back a 3rd time. It's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, absolutely. DRG get himself back up to the high ground. So yeah, we get that one Spirit Well, which spawns up. The second to last one doesn't have a buff in. It's just good bits of gear, so not overly contested. While you didn't see the teams full sending it for it, but the next one is potentially the big one after this Bane's Breath. You can see it's spawning up in 80 seconds. I can't see it on the mini map because I can't make it out. Oh, it's a White Tigers. So everyone is going to go absolutely mad for it. DRG are the first in the area, but from what I've been seeing recently, the team who are first in the area typically aren't the ones who get it. They'll do a lot of a cap, and then just before it gets a bit too close, the other teams are going to swoop in. Now, I haven't seen a lobby this small try and contest the Spirit Well, so I'll be quite interesting. It's been a lot of people going out early. 18 players left at 5 minutes, actually. Pretty fast-moving lobby so far. Normally, we're about 21 minutes. Normally, we have 1 extra team. So, game's moving at a pretty decent pace at this point. JL just going to be throwing that cannon fire down, and as soon as this Bane's Breath breaks, and as soon as that Spirit Well pops, I think we're probably in for about 4 minutes of solid fighting, to be honest. That's typically what we see, just the teams constantly back and forthing for that White Tigers.
And we're going to see Circle 5 closing onto Circle 6 as we speak, with only 5 minutes left in the game. we do only have 6 teams, I believe, left into this fight. As JL looks to be the least stacked team right now. They are only on 4 eliminations. So they've got ASE on top with 10, DRG and Wolves just behind with 9, BBE on 7, X1 on 5, and JL with 4. As DRG look to be the first conquerors right here and getting White Tiger's prowess twice from these Spirit Wells. Could be a huge play from them here. So we are going to see them going for it fast, but Dongqing going to get parried really quickly, getting extremely low. He's trying to dodge Kurumi ultimate coming out, but the burn from the Flamebringer just so much for him here. Is going to be able to get himself a bit of a heal off as his team doing an amazing job at peeling for him, but Kakashi getting dangerously low as well. Also has that Tessa Charm on them. They're going to force the peel coming out tier 2. Dongqing getting a huge parry coming out as we are seeing all of these teams converging onto this location, trying to get himself a heal off. The Kurumi tether is going to come out, be able to give him a little bit more heal. WX98 now taking a lot of damage, going to be forced to pop that Temi F and back out here. Now Wolves, the main contesters of this Spirit Well, as all of these other teams have sort of started to back off. We're seeing Zem popping that Kylan ultimate. It looks like they're going to get it, and Wolves get Thanos snap here. This is going to be interesting. Kylan ult is available and invested for them here, so we are going to see them try and play super hyper aggressive.
I swear this is the exact place where they did that first Thanos snap as well, so they are set up. Seeing Zem just putting some pressure down onto the members of DRG. Sandstorm is going to slow them down somewhat, but they're going to continue to pressure onto Donkey 9. I mean, he's going very low. Threw out a Wisp, didn't quite hit that mark. Zem still got those dashes available to him, and they're just going to continue to hound onto Donkey 9. Now, to get that Thanos snap, you do have to do a bit of setup. You do need to get them all pretty low so you can kind of chain the explosions off each other. But BBE getting sent packing a little bit more. You can see Zem still got a couple of dashes left. Ultimate's about to time out though, so probably won't be able to do too much more with that. Wolves just going to hold this high ground.
He was trying to make something happen. He had his first ult, he had his second ult, and then the kill ended up getting stolen away from him by X1ZDI, as ZK now is going to be able to get himself free from the Tessa Charm as they drop themselves down onto the lower ground, trying to peel for Nai HQ. They are going to start scaling back up to the top of this circle here. Not doing too much with their White Tiger's prowess just yet. They are trying to take out Kakashi here, and it's just one elimination will start that chain reaction as they're trying to go for the kill onto Kakashi here. They do end up picking up the elimination here. That's the first kill to go, as they are going to start this Reign of Terror. Ultimate back online for Zem in case he needs it. They are going to get the kill onto WX98, taking out all of the members of DRG. Zem now back on the Kylan ult. Nai HQ has the Hottie ult invested. Cube is going to be available for these players. We are going to see it come out. All of these players on this rocky area. This is a very dangerous circle to play. You get hit by one Kylan slash, you are going to get sent very far into the zone. These buttery rocks are going to be very difficult for these players to play off of. They get Ivan dangerously low, but the ultimate is going to be able to save him from this Wuchen. BBE now, Fat Milk on Ivan on the Viper is going to be able to deal a whole lot of damage. Unable to come away with any eliminations though, as the Kylan ultimates are getting invested from the likes of ASE. Trying to make something happen is TXJ as well from JL. Roy Hehe now with the Tessa Charm, charming a whole lot of these players. A couple players are going to be able to break the charm and get out of this fight. As wow, everybody getting stunned, and ZDI with a huge stun. Roy Hehe is going to get eliminated here. X1 putting in some absolute crazy work as the Tessa Charms are going to come out onto the members of Wolves. These players scaling up and down back again. Zem is going to get caught out here, and X1 coming in to try and finish the elimination off, but the Hottie Cube going to be able to save these players as BBB getting dangerously low. Nobody noticing BBB on the side here. Fat Milk is going to try and go for the elimination. ZK is going to go down. Only 10 seconds left on this White Tiger's prowess. Wolves not able to make the Thanos snap happen like they were last week, as we are going to see them end up just go for the reset here. ZK getting eliminated. Huge detriment to them. They have lost their White Tiger's prowess. These players on the bottom side here just trying to hold scale rushes from the pull sword coming out left, right, and center from all of these players. X1 was able to put up a lot of eliminations in that spree as well, stealing at least 3 kills away from Wolves there. Wolves now on 11, X1 on 10, ASE on 10. And now we're seeing countless ults coming out.
This is actually another adaptation we do see. The teams have decided to, if White Tigers go through, just focus crowd control on them. You saw how many Tessa Charms and Viper ults were getting committed onto Wolves.
Oh my goodness.
Just to stop them. And now we're actually going to see ZDI get a massive lockdown here on the Viper. BBE go down, and X1, I think they're just going to take this lobby. They're able to secure one Fang. Down he goes. X1 on fire. Wolves looking for the tidy up. if they can make it happen, NiHQ is able to close that one out. I believe Wolves had the kills to secure themselves the victory there.
I think it's Wolves. They were on, I believe X1 was on 15 at the end of that. And then we saw them go, they were at 6 with 1 minute and 46 seconds left. They go to 15 kills. I believe Wolves is on 13, and the fact that they got that first place multiplier finish, that huge parry at the end, saved him from most certain doom as they were able to clutch out that final moments of the game to get that last player standing.
Today, it's JL, the team we're watching today, because they are 5th in the standings and they got a lot to do. But yeah, City of Tang, I expect to be a complete, just a complete bloodbath, to be honest. There's so many teams dropping down here and very skirmish heavy comps. They want to be fighting because we talked about it a little bit, but remember the way the hero points is sorted, it has been changed since last season. The kill multiplier only applies to that top team, so teams lower are more willing to fight now because, you know, if you're not winning, it's only one team getting that multiplier, so you might as well try and score as many kill points as possible. That was a major change we did see as Wash finds himself getting parried and Akami's going to immediately jump into the pocket. TE do slide in to keep Wash going. Pampy is going to be able to finish up Akami here. Leo making a break for it, but loses a lot of armor. TE actually getting a little bit rolled here by 5-2-1. Pampy able to put some pressure down onto him. Wash goes down. 5-2-1 able to secure themselves 1 kill immediately. TE right at the bottom of the standings. Having a bad bi-weekly this time around, and it's already off to a rough start as Leo will be joining his teammate down as well. 14, last man standing for the side of TE. Looks like they're all going to be using those rebirths up. Does get the parry off, but the backup is there. The chains come out. And 14, actually looking for the 2v1. Not going to pull it off. Yin, almost going down. Is able to survive.
They made Pampy burn the ultimate right away. So, you know, you're feeling good that they had to use the Zai ultimate to be able to secure that kill. But you're definitely not loving the outcome of that fight there. As we are going to see, they almost had the 2v3 situation taking out Akame, but the peel was just a little bit too strong as Alliance now getting active right away onto WBG. And this is where that blind 8 comp just starts to falter as the Wuchen almost getting completely eliminated right early. They won't have that teleport option later on into this fight, and it's going to be a 3v2 scenario come a few seconds as Xiao is going to go down pretty quickly here. BBE and X1 in a little bit of a mix into this fight. So you're going to see it looks like X1 going to start backing off. They have a decent scale of loot right now. They've got purple armor onto XLY, purple weapon on to their Kylan. BBE did drop that Banes. They are going to just decide to take themselves to a different position and get back in as we see Aizen rocking the spider katana. Love to see support for these other players and teams here as BBE is a team that does have a good shot. They've got 40 points right now. They have a decent shot at hitting that 55-point mark as it looks like X1 has beat out SS1 here. So SS1 has gotten dropped down in the standings.
That then means that the next spot, like the next solid spot, is JDG on 73 points now that SS1 have been knocked down, because all the teams between JDG and X1 are playing today. So they're all going to be looking to use those points. So you need to then get to 73 points. And the problem is a lot of the teams who aren't playing today are at the top of the table, because after JDG, the next solid spot is 106 points, and that's KLA in 4th. So I don't know if that's overly achievable. I think the 73 points is fairly achievable for a bunch of the teams. I mean, X1 or up to ASE, all within a couple games grasp being able to take that. So JDG could be surpassed, but it is going to be a tall ask of the bottom teams today to get enough points to qualify. I think it's going to get, especially later into the day when the teams are kind of last chance saloon, I think they're going to get very aggressive. I think it's going to come a bit of a bloodbath later on into the day, probably by game 4 onwards. That's going to be my little prediction for today here, Seb.
Oh yeah,
I expect it to get very bloody because we got a lot of teams who aren't qualified playing, who want to qualify, and there's not many solid spots up for grabs right now. Everyone is playing for that spot.
Well, the 5 teams that are on the bottom are all competing for that spot, and it's not likely that all 5 of these teams are going to put enough points to knock away ASE, Wolves, Alliance, WBG, and X1. But it is very likely that one of these teams, it could have a crazy pop off, whereas these other teams are starting to falter. As we're seeing WBG, no points on the board so far for them. They have lost their revives. So if a team like WBG starts to not underperform and a team like 521 BBE starts to play extremely well, we could see a huge shift in the scoreboards. And that's the team I want to start taking a closer look at is BBE. They've got 5 eliminations on the board. They're playing on one of their stronger comps right now. Xiphon is a comp that they're super, super comfortable on. Holoroth being a map where Xiphon is going to excel into a lot of these blind date comps. It's going to be a lot to fight some of these Rubik's Cube comps, as you like to call them. And I feel like the deciding factor for BBE is going to be the Realm of Yang. We did see them take out OUG early. They do have that golden fan that OUG was able to get from the Salvation Podium, solving that puzzle. So we are going to see now WBG taking some range shots against JL. We're seeing a couple of these players getting a little bit lower in HP. Walker going to take himself pretty low with these musket shots. Is going to be able to get these resets though, as these teams aren't full press engaging yet. It looks like JL not wanting to engage super fast. They do have the upper hand on the comp. So we are going to see them just...
They're probably waiting on Realm of Yang, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of like, you've got a purple weapon onto your Zai, the Hung Sword as well, which is so powerful. So I think a lot of these teams now kind of setting up for that Realm of Yang and not really willing to commit ultimates in case they aren't able to regen the rage in time for that. So as you can see, it's probably going to be a little bit slower for the next couple of moments. The first Realm of Yang typically does slow down. Do you see that? And then Wolves ZK finds himself a member of EWG. Hasn't really got any backup with him. Running towards EWG. Wolves actually do get that backup in time. There is a ballista in the area. Wolves, Zem, trying to get to it as quick as possible. And now EWG, no, Wolves control the ballista. Probably wanting to make a bit of a break for it. Zem, trying to line up those shots. You can see ASE have also made themselves known. They are in the area. Oh. Gets himself the ballista shot. Can he get the next one?
Oh!
Them landing the shot. That is brutal.
Getting right off of the ballista after two, as to just get as far away as possible from that. Looks like they might be able to get their teammate up here as Louis and the rest of EWG
Not sure about that.
Surrounding, but it looks like ASU is just looting here. You're going to see EWG try to join in. 2 teams on either side of this ballista. This could be a difficult situation for them to get out of. You're going to see them getting knocked off of this ballista quickly here. Going to try and get back on, see if they can deal some more damage. As if you get hit by the ballista, it's very difficult to recover from that. The burn damage, the amount of actual damage it does deal onto you. Xi now going to be forced to pop that Temi ult to try and get away here. But Zem on the other side, able to just answer. Looks like they are going to end up taking to the sky. Zai in a bit of a trouble as OUG now jumping into the mix is Wolves, OUG, and EWG all in the mix. Jinyu going to pop that ultimate, and SS coming away with the elimination from the Viper F3. As Zem now dropping down, it looks like OUG going to be taking this fight against Wolves. ZK F1 is going to be popped, so we are going to see the barrel roll come through. Tessa Charm coming out. SS getting absolutely minced. They are going to have to Wu Chen port out of here as fast as possible. Not able to capitalize off of the Tessa Charm as X1 takes on Alliance in the Realm of Yang.
It's kind of crazy to see Wolves went for those picks instead of taking the Realm of Yang, but looks like they may have spent a little bit longer than expected. X1 taking on Alliance inside this one. It's going to be the ultimate committed from ZDI. Yeah, a massive charge through. If you focus the Kurumi down, that is how you undo any of the Kurumi comps. Kurumi is the only reason they stay alive long enough to be a problem. So that focus is going to be nice there from ZDI, but wasn't actually able to commit and secure themselves a kill. The ultimate came out in time. Has isolated Revenge. He throws down the Sandstorm. ZDI now finding himself caught in place. The Kurumi returning some pressure onto him, and ZDI being absolutely bullied about. Ultimate has gone onto cooldown as well, so they are in some serious trouble. No F to break those combos. And now ZDI finds himself taken out. Alliance able to secure that one, as they are going to get himself turned onto Huyema. Very low HP. They've already got Revenge down, but it looks like losing another player. This is going to be a 2 versus 1 from Yuma. Can he make it work? The Wisps up and available. If he can hit LYD, he might be able to get that turnaround. LYD uses the healing. There's going to be the kill, secured by X1.
Wow, LYD coming through with a beautiful musket shot to secure the elimination there. It was very back and forth. They were doing a great job of taking these players on Alliance super, super low, but then the Temi ult was able to save them at the end. We saw their Kylan ZDI getting minced and put into the blender. They're Kylan on 6 eliminations now. 10 kills for them. XLY on the hottie, not picking up any eliminations. 4 to LYD on the Z-Ping. As we see WBG opting to go for that White Tiger's prowess in the Spirit Well, as they were able to pick up a few eliminations onto OUG before they managed to port themselves out and get back to safety. WBG opting not to go for the Yang. And BBE, like I said the Yang was going to be the deciding factor for them here. 8 eliminations so far, and they were able to come away with the victory in the Yang. TE taking the Yang as well. Unfortunately, they're on depletion again. 5-2-1 on depletion, and Alliance surprisingly on depletion. X1 having a beautiful game at 10 eliminations already here. Alliance only on 3, Wolves only on 3 as well. Not some crazy numbers coming out from them, but we are going to be seeing them try to put up some more kills in this mid game, see if they can find a depletion team and come away victorious. Alliance now are going to be getting super aggressive. We could see this Wolves Alliance fight, as they are very close in proximity to each other. Looks like we do have a no ult zone pop though, so this could be a dangerous fight to take. They are going to end up going into the Yushan Ruins, as they're jumping back up top to this northern part of the map, taking this portal, seeing if anybody's nearby. And OUG hiding in a bush, as we love to see the ratting coming out.
Yeah, it's just a relatively chill moment. Alliance do have that debuff, so they're in the area. 5-2-1 also close by. Wolves could potentially, if they get their scouting right here and they don't get baited into a fight immediately, they could find themselves getting a good third party off, but it looks like Alliance are going to open up onto them. Wolves ZK got his ultimate available, just holding that one for the moment. You see Revenge losing a lot of HP. ZK gets caught out by the Sandstorm, forced back in once again. It's going to really cause him some problems. Throws down his ultimate immediately, looking to catch out onto the members of Alliance. Revenge going incredibly low off the back of that one. ZK continues to put the pressure out. Still got 2 charges left on his ult. Fear and Shove available to him. You can see that needs to kind of peel for Night HQ. He loses a lot of HP. 1 more charge of that Fear and Shove available to ZK. He's going to continue to pressure up, but with JL in the area, there are so many teams just pressuring up. Revenge finds himself caught out by the Wisp with Yuma. They try to slide back in. JL actually looking to make a break for it. I believe they took down one of the Alliance members. They were able to do so. Wolves finishing up the next one. And now JL closing in onto Wolves, but it looks like Wolves are quite happy just to call it, run away. Zem looks like he's been able to break away from that one. And that did not go well for Alliance. They lost 2 members, and their last one running around, hopefully with enough money to get them back up.
Yeah, they came in hot, and they came in ready to fight, and they ended up taking a huge loss on their part there, as we aren't going to see them come away successful. They do have 1 player left alive, but the Yang depletion is probably going to end up closing in on them. Looks like TE was able to cleanse 1 of their members of their debuff, as 5-2-1 did end up losing 1 of their members. Akame here now on the back foot. They could be running into Wolves. Wolves without ultimate, so they aren't going to be wanting to engage. F3 going to come out from Sleepwalker, isn't going to connect from the Viper, but we are going to see Akame just getting absolutely blitzed down. Jing losing almost all of his health, or almost all of his shield here, as we're going to see the Pole Sword Scale Rush coming through. Now ZK trying to come in as well. Akame now getting hit by the Tessa Charm, and now it's whoever gets the kill fast enough, and ZK able to come through and steal the kill right underneath the noses of WBG, as it looks like they are going to end up backing off here, as JL's VVV was able to get a kill onto Yuma, and that is all of the members of Alliance completely eliminated now here, as BBE and X1 taking themselves to the Soul Altar. Looks like they weren't able to do too much with their Vermilion's Bird Might, but they are going to be able to take themselves back into this game after a quick period of a resurrection. TE's 14 is going to go out due to Yang depletion. They are going to get that rebirth charm though. Watch buying it as soon as it goes down, bringing their player back. We are going to see now Wolves are going to go for this Realm of Yang. They didn't get the first one, but they don't have ults. This could be dangerous here. It looks they want to go in, but it could be a huge risk given that they would be fighting against a Rubik's Cube comp with almost all of their ults. JL going to go into the Yang second, and I believe Wolves are going to try and snipe for that free Yang on the third placement here as ASE versus JL. This is sure to be an interesting one.
Yeah, looks like AG were able to secure themselves the Spirit well. See if Wolves did get in. Wolves going in versus BBE. Now, keep an eye on this one here. ASE versus JL. JL, they need to have a good game because their game one was a little underwhelming and they could potentially contest first place going into the bi-weeklies on Sunday. Already starting off pretty rough there. One Fang able to dodge away on that dash there. Still a couple more dashes available. Ultimate. About 1/4 left here for the side of ASE. They've already lost their healer though, and that is going to leave them incredibly susceptible to getting caught out. Yang Don finds himself caught by VVV. He's just going to keep the pressure up. The burn from the chains just going to work through his health bar. There's no way ASE are going to be able to find a turnaround here. JL with the Xiphon showing us why this comp is so effective. They haven't even got the Kurumi. Oh, no, they do. Sorry, I thought they had a Viper there. Not a Viper, a Zipping. But now cutting over to Wolves. They've got a Kurumi, because that Kurumi ultimate's down. ZK still got 3 charges on that Fear and Shove available. Roy Shishi trying to make a break for it away from ZK, but not going to be able to get it. Teva coming in from Fat Milk. ZK is going to do his best to try and focus him up here, but actually turning his attention towards Roy here. He catches him with the Fear and Shove. Now 2 members caught out. Ultimate comes in. We see a parry come through. But it's going to be BBE who are getting absolutely obliterated. I've been caught inside the Wisp, and he will pay with his life. Wolves able to secure one. Roy could be next up for them, but ZK, no charges left on that Fear and Shove. It's about to get that up and available. Wants to probably get a bit of a heal off if he can, but Roy's going to keep the pressure up. Does get a slight blink out, slight reposition. The ZK will be able to heal. Roy going to struggle to find that opening as Wolves ZK with an armor popped, jumps back into the fray. 21 seconds for Fat Milk to try and out-sustain Wolves here and take him down with him, but I do not think this Kurumi has the legs, as down they go. Wolves secure themselves the Realm of Yang.
Wolves being able to come through, no ultimates in hand at the start of that fight, were able to sustain long enough to get their ultimates up, be able to come through with a beautiful turnaround victory there against BBE. And this is where the downfall of BBE is going to start here. As I was saying, it's all dependent on them winning their Realm of Yangs. And losing that second one is going to put them at a huge disadvantage. They're going to have to get lucky and get themselves some soul blooms, otherwise it's going to be all over for them. ASE now, you're going to see the cube being popped to be able to save themselves from some certain death damage here, as ZDI trying to make some plays with that gold fan in hand is going to end up taking a cube of his own, be able to avoid a lot of this damage. Follow up from the fan is just going to be so strong here, and Jiandong going to get eliminated pretty quickly. ASE is going to lose 2 of its members as Moran now on the back foot, going to be running right into Wolves, as Wolves with the Draco Storm buff as well, going to be so difficult now. It's such an unfortunate scenario. Thinks he's running to safety, but runs right into a Draco Storm team, and that's ASE's game. Finishing with 4 eliminations, not the greatest place they want to be in right now. BB looks like they've already cleansed 1 Yang depletion, so this is going good for them. They've already got themselves 1 elimination on the board. Looks like they did find some members of OUG, as Tessa's OUG's Tessa went down into that fight. They still have 2 players who need to cleanse their Yang depletion, but Roy their Zai, gold weapon in hand, does have their debuff cleansed.
Yeah, see if they can make it work for them. Facing onto the King right now. I'm trying to make a break for it. Problem for BBE is Roy has no grapples. So it's very hard to chase someone when you haven't got those grapples available to you. They don't even have enough money. I actually can't remember the price of the rebirth charms, but it looks like that's going to be unnecessary right now. Able to secure themselves the kill, so we'll be able to pick that one up. one more to go as well. SS, you know what? That rebirth charm debate in my head there is completely redundant. They're able to cleanse their whole team. Got those last 2 kills.
I believe they still have one.
Was that only one?
I believe
people there.
They got one, and then they picked off another one. I do believe the Karumi is still under that Yang depletion.
Okay. All right. So, well, with those kills, they should have enough to get a rebirth charm if they need to. If there's any available, because that's the other thing is, it's not just about having the money for the rebirth charm. It's about having enough in the shops. Now, I haven't seen the notification pop up too much, so I think there's probably still plenty of rebirth charms available at this point in the game.
I believe TE bought one. I'm not 100% sure if that was the only one that was bought this game, because it does happen a lot. So we could have missed a few pop up in the notifications. Speaking of the notification, I love that they give us insight onto what buff is going to be coming into that Spirit Well now. They're giving us a little graphic, letting us know which buff these players will be fighting for a little bit earlier than as soon as it gets popped. Wolves with the Draco Storm, though, it was an interesting play. They were able to get one elimination off of it, and they do have their ults back up now. And that's the one thing that Draco Storm is completely different from these other buffs, is you don't get your ultimate back when you go for the Draco Storm buff. Every other ultimate you will replenish, or every other buff you will replenish your ultimate, but when it comes to the Draco Storm, it is just all gas but no ult. As we're taking a look, JL super stacked and not that many eliminations. As WBG picks up their first kill of the game on a TE's wash here. I believe that's all of TE's team getting eliminated. As we do see X1 now, or BBE now fully cleansed on that Yang depletion, as we were checking in on them earlier to see. And now they're at 50.5 points. 11 kills on this game. That's what I was saying. BBE is going to be the team to watch out for climbing up. And WBG, only one elimination on the game so far. They're going to have a huge end game to come away with any sort of MVP. With only one elimination, even if they get that last place standing, the multiplier is not going to do enough for them for teams that have 11 and 13 kills. Because X1 right now sitting on the top with 13, BBE on 11, Wolves on 9, JL on 5, DRG on 2, TE on 3. And WBG only on 1, which is a little bit difficult here, as we're taking a look at the Realm of Yang, where 5-2-1 did end up getting eliminated by BBE. Great play from Roy Hee here to be able to come out with this Zyalt. Super great control. Great use of the F there to be able to peel for his teammates. And 5-2-1 just getting boxed in this fight. Huge dodge coming out there as well. Wow. Doing a phenomenal job just holding on top of this pillar, able to deal so much damage to Pampy without taking any damage of his own. The burn tick coming through from onto all of these players, just beating ult for ult. Roy Hee was able to come through, get 2 eliminations, and then the 3v1, it's just done out. The F3 from Zai is just so strong.
Yeah, the F3 is so strong. We do see a lot of people miss it as well, so it's nice to see Roy Hee landing the connection. Unfortunately, that last one did go a little bit wide, but ultimately doesn't matter, because BBE were able to secure themselves the Realm of Yang. They're going to be sitting very comfortable off the back of that one. And now with 7 minutes left in the game, there's 19 players. So again, we've had some pretty fast-paced games today. Typically, we see, I like to say, around the 7-minute mark, like 21 people left. That seems to be a pretty healthy number, but very fast tempo games, and 6 minutes left in this one. Obviously, we still got 2 more Spirit Wells to spawn up, and we've got that Bane's Breath, the random Bane's Breath. It normally spawns in the middle of the circle, so still plenty of action to break out. Although that Bane's Breath kind of cools everyone off, kind of makes everyone spread apart and not scrap. It's going to be that last Spirit Well. That's going to be the big one. As Wolves just setting up inside a invisibility bush, just in case. I think, you know, they're looking to play for late game. They had a very good game 1. They're having a very solid game number 2 as well. I mean, you look at ZK, got himself Purple Fans, Golden Weapon. It's going to be a little bit of damage from X1 here, but I mean, he's got a Karumi. He'd be all right. Be able to heal back up. And Bane's Breath is going to force Wolves to reposition, which is going to mean they do take a little bit of damage on the way out. So no ult zone right on the edge there as well. Depending on where this Spirit Well pops up, that could cause some problems, but it looks like it's not near the no ult zone. but it is going to be a White Tigers. It's a White Tigers, though.
So do you let's I know you're one of the casters that does love the predictions. So are you thinking we are going to see the Thanos snap come out from one of these teams, or is it going to be like last game?
We haven't seen it in a while. It has been a while, and I think the teams have started to realize how to not get Thanos snapped.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to see it, I think it's more likely we see the team, if a team gets it, first of all, because we see a lot of teams very good at stopping it from going through now. But if we do get it, I think we'll see the teams be able to kind of just avoid and evade that team so they don't get Thanos snapped. However, I actually think we're more likely to not see it. I think it was kind of crazy we saw a team pick it up last time. As Zem actually eating a lot of damage here. X1 are really bullying Wolves this lobby. CDI, but that golden fan is just such a nuisance for them. As there's the Spirit Well. JL, 2 golden armors sitting inside. They are pretty close to capping. I mean, JL have been very good at getting Spirit Wells, but if they get this White Tigers uncontested, this lobby deserves to get Thanos snapped.
Oh wow, they're really just they're gonna hold on to the last second there, so that
that's really smart. They realize no one's contesting them, so they want to wait as long as possible to pick this one up. And remember, if you get the White Tigers, it refreshes your ultimate, so JL can just afford to sit and pop those ultimates last moment. They want to have this White Tigers as late as possible. How is no one contesting JL on this? This is absolutely bonkers to me.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. They're keeping it at like 1 tick of capture. So the second one of these teams tries to press in, they're just gonna pop their ults, capture it up. As we do see Wolves ZK now, ultimate invested. We are gonna see the Viper ult from Sleepwalker coming out here. Only going to be able to get himself onto WX98 as all the ults and support is going to come out here. Huge Zai ultimate coming through from VVV. And it looks like they went for the White Tigers as Walker is going to go down. But Wolves HQ is going to be able to steal the elimination. So no White Tiger pop coming through as VVV sending full press on his first ultimate. He will be able to have a second ultimate coming out as Kakashi is going to go for that Viper ultimate. Here we are going to see WBG getting completely eliminated. Fat Milk coming through with huge elimination with the crossbow. We are going to see VVV trying to make something happen onto DRG. They are going to be able to Wu Chen port out. We are going to see Dongqing taking a lot of burn damage now. VVV almost able to get themselves this elimination, as it looks like that's going to be the first White Tigers kill that JL is going to come away with. And they're now hungry. They're out for blood on the rest of these teams here. They focus their energy onto BBE. Fat Milk is going to go down. I've been the next target of this team as they're running through the lobby here. And like you said, this lobby deserves to get Thanos snapped here, as we are going to see the suppression coming through with the Tessa Charm, but it's too fast. Wolves Zem going to be able to come away with the elimination. Wolves doing a great job of kill stealing right now. ZK coming through with a huge ultimate into the Cloud Weaver with the shots coming through from the crossbow as well. VVV trying to make something happen with the Rampage. 99% on the ultimate, almost has it back again. Gonna go for the pop into the F3, into the elimination onto ZK, and now there's only 8 players left. They're focusing their energy on a Naya HQ. We do see all of the Golden Soul Jades coming out as well from the fan. Naya HQ going to get himself eliminated. 7 players remaining. Zem and X1's XLY. X1 now on 14 eliminations, so staying alive against this team could be a crucial way to come away with that MVP, but JL just doing absolute insanities right now as VVV already back on 60% of the ultimate here, as we are going to see the Kylan ultimate starting to come out now. XLY is going to get eliminated. ZDI trying to make something happen, but JL just so strong with their scale. They have all of their health coming back to them here as LYD trying to make something happen from 4x1, but it's just so difficult for them to make this happen with the White Tigers prowess in full storm. And there we go. Thanos snap and done. JL are going to come away with an absolute tear of a game, taking away that first place in the game spot. X1 was all set up to win. They let them have the buff for free, and they showed everybody exactly why you don't do that.
I mean, that was the lobby's fault. Like, no one contested JL on that. They were able to get it to 1 tick. JL played that as perfect as they could have. Yet move up to Imperial, and that's going to be DRG and BBE over there.
And we see WBG spawning by themselves. There are no Fireflies, but we still do have the Rage Cages, which is a Holorock unique thing that we see. Is there's these orbs around the map that you can claim to give yourself extra ultimate charge. So I believe that's what they're going to go for at the start. Scale their ult, then head to podium and try and take the fight over there. So we are going to see the first fight popping off in Plume Castle. ASE versus Alliance. Revenge going to pop that F1, giving himself a little protection from blue attacks for the next 5 seconds here. Able to get that Siphon and steal the weapon away from Moran. Moran, no weapon in hand. NY7 just going to be able to get a lot of damage off, but Revenge now getting parried is going to go dangerously low. They're trying to get the kill onto Xiaowen, but Xiaowen able to get himself out of there with a scale rush is really fast. Revenge trying to give pursuit. NY7 was able to take out Moran. The musket shots coming in, but Xiaowen able to just get out of there super fast. And now ASE trying to come through onto JL, but One Fang doing a great job peeling for his teammate as TXJ comes around with a huge 1-2. The one charge going to come around, and Jiandong now in the Kylan ult. Immortality already popped, so he's going to have less slashes available than he'd like to. Is going to be able to get 1 kill. VVV trying to go for the peel, unable to peel for his teammate. They are going to just have the Kurumi F to be able to tether and get him back alive. And now focusing their energy onto Revenge. Xiaowen trying to give chase onto Revenge as Jiandong is going to come away with the elimination here, getting himself the Soul Bloom as he's coming out of ult. That's the one thing that Kylan it's really dangerous, is as soon as Kylan hops out of that ultimate, he is going to be very low in HP, especially with your Z-Ping down. Z-Ping already resurrected here as now JL in the 3v2 scenario against ASE, going to full focus here. Scale rush, or scale coming through from the Matari F2 thrust, and Jiandong is going to go down here. Xiaowen, very low HP, going to get eliminated pretty quickly here as they're going to take themselves to the Soul Altar to find themselves a little bit of more scale somewhere else.
Yeah, JL did lose a player initially, but finally turn around once that Kylan ult wears off as OUGSS. Golden Spear, absolutely obliterating health bars. Is out from WBG, not really going to be able to do much. Now, obviously, no ult zone will give SS a little bit of safety, but is able to finally finalize on that kill. Secure himself that one, and with the Golden Spear, would have been a pretty rough loss if he'd somehow lost that fight.
Have no fear, the Golden Spear is here.
Hell yeah. Well, Wolves, quiet start. They got the entire drop to themselves, and honestly, they didn't really get much off it. I mean, blue staff, blue armor, like, probably would have liked a little bit better if they were going to get a whole drop spot to themselves, because they're not going to have the same amount of Dark Tide coins as everyone else who was fighting. That does put them off to a bit of a slower start. And, you know, before we redid the points, that she had a very good game. So it's on them right now in 9th place. So they're not clear of that red line, that 13th place. They've got to do some serious work today. Get themselves higher up in the standings.
It's incredibly unfortunate. If you take a look, BBE already being sent back to the Soul Altar, no eliminations early game. They had 7 going into the first, or they had 5 going into the first Realm of Yang, were able to win the Realm of Yang. They've now been sent to the Soul Altar, and they're now in 17th place. They were on, I believe, they were in 13th place at the end of the game 2 that we first played. Now they're down to 17. This is going to be a huge hit to their mental. They've got a lot of ground to make up as well. X1 still hasn't passed SS1 with these standings, and WBG, not a lot of kills in this game either. They were on 0 for a while, but they were able to put up a few numbers into the late game. So hopefully they can keep themselves. It's a good thing for the teams like Alliance and WBG, and it's a really unfortunate ththing for X1, 521, and BBE, because BBE went from 17th to being able to qualify, and now they're pretty much almost for sure, if they don't have a huge pop-off game, not going to be in contention for these finals.
ZK has his ultimate up and available. He's going to pop it. Fear and Shove's now there in his pocket. Does need to get onto Cookie. Able to break away briefly. Cookie not going to go far. Gets caught by the uppercut. More Fear and Shove's available. And immediately, the port out to safety. Wolves can cancel that ultimate early to keep some of the charge if they want to. The ZWG on the run. Looks like Wolves are going to continue the chase. XJ making a run for it. We do see Wolves have actually been a little bit less eager to take as many Realm of Yangs as before. As Wolves jump into this no ult zone. EWG popping that, making sure that they kind of had that advantage from earlier. They are going to find out onto Lue here. Just going to keep the pressure up, keep the grapples on. Stuff will keep them staggered. Looks for the parry, not going to get it. Bane's Breath used by the side of Wolves, and Cookie It's going to make this fight a lot harder for him to work around. No ultimates available, and you're in a Bane's Breath. Could get very, very dicey. There's going to be one onto him. He's going to be finished up. They throw the charm down, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to save his life. They are able to secure themselves a little bit of an escape. Wolf ZK actually goes down in the middle of it. EWG get a good little turnaround off the back of this one. Zuluet gets himself caught out. Zem continues to put the pressure on, gets the knockback, and almost gets another one taken out, with Wolves going very low. Looks like they were able to pick up one, or did they release? I think ZK timed out, actually, and now they're looking for Night HQ. They're going down. Wolves, Bane's Breath in their favor, even getting the spikes trapped, but Wolves lose the fight.
EWG just so stacked, able to hold on there. It was like, Luo Yi was so close to death so many times in that fight, and I don't know if we saw another little bit of technical difficulties. It looked for a second, but I don't know if my eyes are just playing tricks on me because of the trust issues we've developed with the from restarting game number 2. But Wolves just having an absolute sell of that fight there. They're going to send themselves back to the Soul Altar on 0 eliminations, and you can tell the hit to the mental is pretty insane, as all of the teams that were performing well in the early game, JL, Wolves, and X1, JL on 3, Wolves and X1 on 0. And with teams like OUG, who were very underperforming, they got eliminated super fast at the end of that, at the start of the game in game number 1. They lost their gold weapon. They died to BBE off the rip, and are now on 6 eliminations and doing very, very well for themselves in this game.
They absolutely are. Now, just having a look at where everybody is. Alliance should be able to get themselves onto this Realm of Yang. WBG, I feel like they want to jump in. It's very dependent though on WBG have ultimates, because if they don't have their ultimates, that is just going to completely undo any ability to get in. Does look like DRG and 521 are coming in to contest as well for this Realm of Yang. TE have been very eager to take these Realm of Yangs, but they've had pretty bad success rates on it. DRG are going to show up, show their face. Alliance now know that they were going to be somewhat contested for this Realm of Yang. But that is a pretty stacked Takeda they got. Purple longsword, purple armor, chicken crossbow as well. He is set up, and yeah, Alliance, I think DRG realized they're not going to be able to contest this, so that'd be a nice Realm of Yang picked up for them. Yeah, let's see, WBG. I want to see them get in a Realm of Yang. I mean, Jing is very weak with the grey armor. Immediately, we see the Tesserault come out. WBG desperately trying to get in. I don't think they're going to make it in time.
No.
I think they're going to go down off the back of this one. That is how you play the blind date comp. That is how you punish. As soon as the Realm of Yang spawns out, throw the Tesserault in, find the ambush. EWG played that flawlessly. OUG are coming in for a bit of revenge now. There's going to be the second Tessa Charm coming in. They've got that Viper ult not up and available. And Eggshai could find himself in a bit of danger, gets charmed up briefly. OUG coming in for their own third party as they just blink out of that one. EWG.
Oh my.
I'm so happy to see someone finally do it, because this is what that comp thrived at doing.
That was the biggest, that was the most amazing grief I've ever seen in a game. They came through and they just textbook get an elimination and get out of there as fast as possible. So we are going to be flipping over now to the Realm of Yang. TE's Wash sending these Kylan slashes back and forth, back to full HP now. This Zeeping ult just doing so much for him here. Going to be able to invest his F ability. These players all taking a lot of damage, but they do still have Kurumi ult online. They are being able to hold out for a while, which means as soon as this Kurumi ult goes online, they are going to be able to turn this fight back around. Kylan ultimate almost completely used, and now Alliance is going to have their time to answer back, but they've got to be in full force on this, as we are seeing the Hottie ult coming out as well. Scale Rush coming through from the longsword on Revenge, trying to overhold here, getting parried now. TE's Watch going to flip over to that longsword, going to send these longsword slashes out. He was able to steal that away from Revenge, and the Hottie ultimate just putting in so much work. Temi ultimate is now going to be invested. Wash in a lot of trouble, going to use that cube to be able to get out of there. Both of these players using the cube as fast as possible. Going to go for the Scale Rush. Is going to connect onto Yuma here. Needs to get that Z-Ping F to be able to heal himself back up. And now No ultimates available. It's all going to go to who's going to win these melee fights. As one player goes down from Alliance, NY7 goes down, and Revenge gets eliminated. They were able to outlast the Kylan ult, but the Haughty ult just stopping him short of victory. TE finally putting some big points up on the board. They've been going into these Yangs and have not been successful, and we finally see it come through. One thing I do want to point out as well, EWG is running the F2, the Silence ultimate, on their Viper. And this is what the situational ultimate makes it a lot more difficult for these players to come away with anything. But when you're able to pull it off, it's crazy. Sleepwalker now is going to be forced to go into that ultimate. They're oh my goodness, they just got absolutely minced. Jing getting eliminated very fast, as all these players are just going to take their lives and escape. Oh, SS is going to end up getting grabbed here. He could go out pretty quickly. Going to get punched and eliminated. Sleepwalker getting himself a grab kill here, but the rest of this OUG team doing a really great job of staying out of grab range here. Shinyu trying to make something happen. We are going to see the punch come out. Tries to go for the regrab. Is going to be able to get the king on the regrab here, but the wind wall preventing him from that second grab here. And OUG just right on top of Sleepwalker. Huge parry coming out, though, able to get that. We are going to see the Wu-Chen port out. Sleepwalker with another huge parry as EWG coming in on the third party. The Wu-Chen port out from OUG, and now Sleepwalker getting himself parried. Bell for a little bit, but he's not able to sustain as the repeating crossbow from Luo Yi comes through. Xi, though, did get eliminated, and they are going to have to buy him back.
I have not seen this comp work for WBG one time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They are, every time they lock it in, they lose a fight. I want to see the Valor work, but like I just don't think Valor Monk has any synergy. They've picked this comp every week, and they are just not making it work. Like they occasionally win like the odd skirmish, but the problem is just you're in like you're in a meta where like everything's very skirmish heavy, but also there's a lot of very solid third party teams available as well, people who can just jump into the action. And it just shuts the Monk down too much. There's not enough survivability in that Monk, even with the healing variant of the ultimate. Just not sold right now. As looking at Wolves, who have 0 kills for themselves, being zoned away by JL. JL not letting all the technical issues kind of affect them. They are still having a pretty good game right now. 7 kills on the board and have been able to actually jump into 5th place on the standings. Like I said, 100 points is where they start to reel in KLA, FPX, and I believe it's Bowder in 2nd. So they are closing in on that 100-point mark, and after that, it's only a short skip and jump away from GG in 1st place. So JL could be looking to set themselves up comfortably here as Wolves got onto Alliance. Alliance has just been absolutely obliterated. Immediately, NY7 goes down. Wolves taking them down. Though get hit by a Wisp briefly. They were able to secure themselves a kill onto Revenge. Yuma being chased down by NiHQ, who's just keeping the pressure up onto him. Can he hit that Wisp? Yuma? Yep, he can. Yuma's going down. Alliance knocked out. And Wolves said it'd been a quiet game for them. And just like that, they snap up 3 kills very quickly.
Yeah, very beautiful play from them there. They were able to go from the 1.0 right RMB into another staff RMB, into a third one. The 2 players running the staff, they were able to do some pretty crazy plays there, just completely locking down their opponents on Alliance. And now the same is happening to them as Pampy gonna use that Kylan slash, but he dashes into the no ult zone, is able to pick up the kill on NiHQ, but he has lost his ultimate completely, using that 1 dash to get the kill. Do believe it was worth it though. He was able to pick up the elimination, and now they're focusing their power onto ZK. They were able to pick up these eliminations, but now they're getting sharked down by these third-party teams. And we said BBE on 0 eliminations. Zem is going to go down, getting caught out. X1's XLY going to go down to the Yang depletion as well. This is really unfortunate for these teams that put a lot of numbers up, as we're going to see 521 Yin is going to get eliminated, as well as Akame by that Yang depletion. We do see 1 player still alive, but they do have 6 eliminations on the board. So they are doing a lot better than they had in the previous game too. So great for them, but a little bit unfortunate for BBE, as they had a great game and now they're down to 17th on the board. ASE versus JL now in the realm of Yang. Gold dual halberds in hand for Dian Dong. He's trying to get the overhold off. We are going to see the Kylan ult come out pretty quickly here, as it looks like the Z-Ping was forced to ult fast, so we're going to see him try and just get the most amount of utility out. Gets this third Kylan slash out, is now onto the damage slashes. We are going to see him just focus his energy onto TXJ. TXJ is going to be taking a lot of damage, but the Kurumi ultimate just saving them in the nick of time here, as it's going to make Jiandong's job so much more difficult here. One last slash is going to come out. He's able to get the damage connect onto VVV into a follow-up from the fan from Moran here, as bringing it down onto One Fang trying to go for the follow-up, but VVV on the Zai is just going to deal so much burn damage. Jiandong now taken to the sky in the Hottie Cube, is going to be able to get himself out of there, and Wolves getting completely eliminated now, as they were second or third place in that last game. So unfortunate to see them go that way, as TXJ trying to make something happen onto the remaining members of ASE. As Moran dangerously low, TXJ, both of them going for the parry at the same time. The overhold comes through, no parry coming out, and Jiandong is able to get the kill, and now One Fang, the last player remaining, huge parry coming out, and there we go. JL getting taken out by ASE in the second round.
I was just about to say, you know, this is why the Xiphon actually does so well into the Rubik's Cube comp, is the Kurumi doing, I'll just kind of negate all of the Kylan ultimate, but really solid turnaround once the ults were down. I think it was a bit of a misposition from the JL members. They kind of jumped in a little bit scattered, because it looked like there was one player left when actually VVV was briefly up, but went down very quickly after. I think, you know, that was just a kind of misposition of a fight from JL. But now they've got some serious work to do, because they want to recover. The, you know, the game 2, the original game, went in their favor. And right now they have some serious work to do, because it's ASE who actually got 8 points and are starting to reel in JL on the actual standings. Yang Dong got himself a golden Soul Jade as well. I couldn't tell you which one it is, but he's got one.
If I could read Chinese, I'd tell you. I'd say it's either Soul Release, Repair Roll, or the other gold jade that we see. It could be Desperation. You know, one of our jades that we see used a lot. We'll get to see it near the end if they do hit MVP. And it looks like WBG was able to win themselves a Realm of Yang and get themselves that Mystic Might buff. I believe they were fighting against BBE. And
how are they back?
The comp lives. They had one player still alive. I believe JL might try and come into this fight here. They do see it's a monk comp, so DRG are waiting in the wings, though. So if they do revive here, they could be in a lot of trouble. They're going to try and scatter it out, see if anybody else is joining through. A bell was hit, so they are seeing DRG there. DRG doesn't have a buff, so they are going to try and revive here. Look at that. Here we go. JL versus DRG. Really quickly, I don't know if DRG is going to want to take this fight. It looks like they're just trying to scale away from this, using the grapples to put some distance there, but someone's going to connect with the grapple on, and VVV turning his attention around. Looks like WX98, Kakashi bringing himself right back into the mess of this fight here. Fan coming through, F invested from WX98 as the Kurumi tether is going to come out. TXJ with a huge blistering edge. The F3 going to come through, but the Tessa Charm was able to make connect, as we are going to see a Merciless Havoc coming out too. VVV going to be able to get himself to the bottom before the ult comes and does too much punish on there. And now Kakashi extremely low, as OUG looking to capitalize on this weakness here, coming through, trying to see if they're able to pick up this third party. Kakashi was able to get a pot off. They are still seeing how low he is. When I want to try and go for a scale rush here onto these players, fighting with the repeating crossbow now, sending some shots, and it looks like X1's LYD and BBE's Roy he have gone down. A Xiao and Sleepwalker. WBG picking up 2 more eliminations. You said the comp wasn't going to work, and it looks like it's working, Hip Brain.
I can't believe it's working. I am so shocked that they're pulling this off. This game looked so cooked for them, and they somehow brought it back. JL, very unfortunate timing of an OUG third party, because they needed to get those kills, although OUG have kind of gifted themselves on a bit of a silver platter here. Almost got the kill. That's going to force them to go for the Wu Shen ult out. And now that OUG have kind of committed the major ultimates, JL actually probably feel pretty comfortable to try and take this fight. The problem is they got to get to the top of the tower where OUG are up. They found SS as well. DRG Kakashi also in the distance, so JL running out of time, actually. They've only got 1:57 to get these kills. Not a single member has been cleansed yet, and it's actually on this section really hard to secure those kills. People can buy so much time. They are desperately looking for OUG. This is not going in their favor. TXJ going incredibly low, has somehow survived, even with the chicken firing into him. TXJ going to try and get himself away to heal. You can see there's multiple teams also in the area. SS trying to find that turnaround on to these members. As you can see, JL's VVV just desperately trying to put a single kill together, throwing cannon shots down onto SS as well in the middle of all of this. Xinyu may find himself caught out. OUG coming in to try and get that back up, but JL running out of time. 1 minute 15 left on them. Needs to break away from the Viper. Kakaishi also making his way down. Hits absolutely nobody. Very
missed out timing.
BVV goes down in the middle of the fight, and JL, they thought they scouted well enough. Turns out they did not. TXJ, I don't think he's going to be able to really do much about this one, and now both his team are down. Wolves and JL going out. I think we've really changed history with this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the effect on the mental that these players have. They're like, oh, we can just go and do exactly what we did the last game, and we're gonna put up the same amount of points. We're gonna do good. You know, they start to, you know, maybe they're doubting themselves because they're like, oh, did we only win because of the technical difficulty? And you know, it just getting them in their head. It's something that a pro player's got to have to shake off there. It's really unfortunate that it did come to happen, but JL is going to end up going out pretty quickly here. They do have the ultimate available, so they are going to get some dashes, a little bit of siphon going on, but TE's Leo actually sniping the kill away, putting TE on 7 eliminations this game. So, you know, who knows? TE might be the next BBE for this, but they have a lot of ground to make up. 7 eliminations, and they're still only on 36.5 total points. So they're going to have to pop off a little bit more than that, as we are taking a look now. Cavalry Bloom in hand for Sleepwalker. That's going to be a huge Jade, as we're going to get to see a little bit of what happened. Fat Milk got eliminated outside of the Yang, so it was a 2v3. Oh my goodness, this is so unfortunate for BBE here. They just had such a perfect game, putting them in 13th, and then they redo the game, and they're not going to be successful. Getting the grab onto Roy Hee, turning it around, getting the punch, the follow-up damage coming through from his teammates. A Xiao with the Cavalry Bloom and the Scale Rush onto Ibin. For the victory, WBG. It's so unfortunate that he gets eliminated outside of the realm of Yang, and then it has to be a 2v3. Like the 3v3 fight, they had a decent chance of winning going into the Transformers comp, but just the fact that they don't win that.
It's actually terrifying, by the way, like how WBG have got this stacked. Purple armor onto Jing, and you might be asking why, because Jing's the off carry in this team, but like he gets so much health from his ultimate, but like gold armor isn't absolutely necessary. Obviously, it's going to be necessary on the Monk. Might as well give it to the Matari.
Oh, the armor pierce!
Wow,
they're going to get another gold. They're going to get another gold armor here.
That is WBG winning worlds. How did this happen? And how did this team pop off?
The armor pierce from the musket made it so he's able to pick up the armor and doesn't even have to reset it. They gave the purple armor to the Volda because Matari is going to be your peel, so you're going to want her to be able to take a lot of damage, and Sleepwalker having gold armor in ultimate is going to be super detrimental to, you know, the amount of health that the Monk has, and having a gold weapon to deal extra damage with those slams. And now all 3 of them are on gold armor, gold weapons, so it really doesn't matter anymore for that aspect, as we're seeing the 80% Bane taking over most of the map here. As that's so unfortunate. The armor pierce musket shots absolutely decimating the health bar, not even taking away any of the armor damage. Was trying to kite out those shots, but just wasn't able to, as TE putting themselves in a decent position, but they have a lot of ground to make up. We do still have 4 games to be played after this, so there is a decent shot if they keep up their consistency. We are seeing White Tiger's prowess coming in again, so this could be an interesting one here, as watch WBG get it and go Thanos snap with Monk.
I mean, they've got the best comp to do it on, not just because of the Thanos snap, but because when this spawns up, they can just Monk ult inside the zone. Like, you can't hit the Monk, you can't contest him. The Valda, and it doesn't matter if they blow it, as long as they get the buff. The major thing for them there is they can then refresh their ultimate timer. Now, someone did just pop a no ult zone. I don't know if it's close enough. I think it's clear. WBG are in the area. So are OEG, and I think X1 are also nearby. So there's going to be some contest coming in.
X1's got 1 player left.
Oh, X1 are not contesting then. X1
Yeah.
there's no way they're contesting. But yeah, I think WBG are going to want to move on this. I think OUG are definitely going to be the key contesters here. They've been so solid today. They're contesting, but their major issue is they've been more of a third-party focused team. Sleepwalker going to throw down that cannon fire. They're going to send some people in. Sleepwalker can just jump back in and pop ult if he needs to. SS, a little bit of damage, not too much. Gets hit by the Valda, though. Is going to break away. Comes in with that Viper stun. Can they actually time the transform in the right time? I don't think they can. WBG.
Oh, they caught Acio out, though.
Get onto the turnaround. I believe that's going to be WBG with that White Tigers, though. Wushen,
they got it.
They did get it. Sleepwalker losing a lot of HP, though, is going to de-transform. I think he didn't get the refresh in time, so he's not going to be able to get the refresh on that ultimate, but has
Sleepwalker's dead. Sleepwalker's down. On White Tigers, Sleepwalker goes out.
Oh, that is rough. They should be able to pick him up, maybe.
They're going to try their best, but they don't have a Kurumi. This is the problem here with this comp. They're trying to use that Valda to get him back up here, and he needs to go right back into ult here, but X1 CDI doing a little bit of grief here. The Valda ultimate is going to go down. ACL trying to get him back up here, but it's just unsuccessful. Sleepwalk, no, the White Tigers prowess team, we saw it happen, and it just didn't go according to plan. ACL got caught out by the Viper ultimate from, I believe, EWG, and now they're looting Sleepwalker's body. X1 CDI, the solo in the lobby, picking up a kill on a TE's 14. So
That's
just
crazy.
Having an absolute tear to this final circle here, as he's the lone Kylan of his team. Good effort on him picking up a kill, and now they're not going to be able to get Sleepwalker up. This is so unfortunate here. It looks like they might try and go for it here. Jing needs to get this player up. Oh, they're going for it. They're going for it here. They're so close.
And they get to him in time.
He's now trying to go for the peel here. They get him up. They get him up. He's only on blue armor, though. He doesn't have his ultimate available.
I actually think Jing will swap. I think Jing will swap with him.
Jing will try and swap, but right now he's getting hit by a Hepta. It's getting a little bit difficult here. Walker trying to back out the other way here, as it looks like Aciao now goes down. The White Tigers team's just getting absolutely decimated here.
This is how you handle White Tigers, by the way. Final circle White Tigers, this is what you should do. If a team gets it, you just bully that team. You do not let them play the game, and then you'll just take them out off the back of that. So really, really big to see the teams recognizing it this time around. And WBG.
Huge Viper ultimate from OUG here. Dongqing going to get minced, as well as one of the players of DRG getting absolutely blitzed down in HP. WBG back to three players on the board, but Walker only on that blue armor. It's so difficult for him there, as we do see the Tessa Charm coming in, and the peel from these players is absolutely insane here. EWG Zai getting dangerously low, going to be popping that Viper ultimate to try and get some stuns off. Is going to be able to stun these players out. OUG's SS trying to make something happen with the blistering edge, bringing it around. The Tessa Charm going to come out as well onto EWG's side. It's going to be everybody Tessa Charm, everybody Viper ult. The blind date comps really coming through and showing how powerful they are. All of these Kylan comps have been almost completely eliminated. WBG still 2 players alive. The only full teams alive are going to be blind date comps. There's a rogue Hottie here, a rogue Kylan there, but no full comps of any other except for the blind date. This is absolutely insane.
This is what I expected as well. This is what we've been asking for a while from these comps, is kind of return to form of be that third-party menace and use that crowd control. But a lot of them have kind of been playing a bit too passively with it. It's nice to see that this time around they shut down those bigger bigger end game comps early, so that they can be the ones that excel here. And OUG piloting it absolutely beautifully. Got 11 kills under their belt, and they are set up for that victory. Question is RWBG going to be able to turn it around? I believe the White Tigers should be timing out relatively soon on them.
It's already been timed out, yeah.
It's annoying because it doesn't show on the top right side of the screen during the end game, but yeah, there it is. It has timed out for them. Walker going to go for his transform. Look for the slam. Does actually get the stomp down onto one of the EWG members. Can he find the grab is the big question. Hasn't thrown down that Valda ultimate quite yet, as Walker finds one grab
as well.
He's
2
gonna
grabs,
get silenced,
double
gets
slam!
the clap, but he is going down. There's no way he's going to be able to survive through that, and that is going to be the end of WBG.
X1, look at X1 go!
There's no way. Their final player, can he do it?
Yeah, he's got immortality right now. He is going to get eliminated here, but X1 was coming through and just Kylan slashing back and forth, picked up 3 eliminations in that final circle, but EWG on 15 in a first place finish absolute insanity. The blind date comps came out to play. And yeah, the survivability of Monk at the end game, that was just so unfortunate.
Massive play from EWG there, able to secure themselves that victory. And yeah, I think the real key thing about this game was the teams playing that blind date comp played it really well. Like, they recognized exactly what this comp does, because when they first showed up on the scene as like a meta comp, the main power of this comp was jump in, close
fight. I'm excited to see that one, as WBG running the Rubik's Cube OUG as well. It's going to be a mirror matchup. We are going to start off though with EWG, the winners of our last game, fighting off against ASE. The slaps coming out. We are seeing the silence coming through Xiao Wen. Huge parry is going to come out though with the F invested from the Tessa to negate the punish damage here. Xiao Wen going to pop that F ability. Does have a, oh my goodness, EWG is just getting absolutely turned on here, and ASE picking themselves up in elimination. Luo Yi now going to get eliminated, and EWG not having the greatest start to this game, as they've been taken out pretty quickly. It looks like Jiandong did get eliminated, and now Alliance coming in or the third party onto ASE. This could be dangerous for them here. Looks like they are going to do a bit of looting, try and see if they can scope out. They have found Moran, so all three players focusing their energy onto one player, but the Kurumi ultimate going to be able to negate a bunch of this damage, repositioning the ultimate, but Moran does go down, as the rest of ASE is going to pop a Bane to give himself a little bit of positioning to try and heal. They do have that Kurumi ultimate available to give them some steady healing, and they have the Bane to protect them here.
Oh, yeah.
It's their Bane. It's their Bane.
It's their Bane. I was like, oh, you're cooked, but no, it's their own Bane, so they're going to pick up Jiandong as well. ASE have been a pretty impressive team today, to be honest. They've some really high highs as Alliance able to secure themselves that one kill. Maybe looking for ASE. I mean, this Bane's Breath wears out soon, and it's one of those things where if a team throws down a Bane's Breath, it's good for like a defensive use, but also it is a dinner bell. Like, the other teams will know that there's a team full sending it inside that Bane's Breath, and they'll just wait on the edge and pick off the scraps. Very, very scary when you do put that Bane's down, because you do think you give yourself strength, but you also kind of alert everyone where you are and what you're doing. I'm going to see BBE getting himself in a fight. Charm hits onto Roy Hehe.
That's the second charm that's been hit too here. Fat Milk was eliminated off that first charm, and now Aizen in a lot of trouble. Is going to take the cube, able to get out of there, but JL still giving fast pursuit. We do have the Kylan ultimate is going to be available now, but Aizen dangerously low. This could be it for him here. Huge parry is going to come out. Roy Hehe could be eliminated fast, but it looks like he was able to get the Kylan ultimate up fast enough. Aizen does go down. TE's 14 going down on the other side of the kill feed here. DRG's Kakashi as well getting eliminated. Wolves picking up a good amount of kills in the feed here. And I believe BBE's got one player left alive. Their Kylan's still lurking about, as JL's focused their attention onto X1 on the other side here. F3 coming out. Great dodge from JL's TXJ. So we are going to see these players start to take the scale rushes into the sky. F3 available, is going to pop it onto XLY. Able to deal some damage, but the Zai ultimate going to come out as an answer to that, as TXJ forced to pop the ultimate really quickly. XLY backing out. No stuns are going to be available for TXJ, as they were able to kite out in the perfect amount of time. And now the Zai ultimate just dealing so much damage. And now they get out of there as fast as possible using, oh no, they getting stunned on the rocks. TXJ was able to get revived here, but X1 still giving full pursuit, trying to use that last little bit of the Zai ult to capture the elimination. They get the kill on to TXJ again, and now VVV is going to get hit, but the triple charm from the Tessa just dealing so much problems. VVV on 1 HP here. LYD still trying to come away with the elimination, and ZDI with the Matari F2s. 2 eliminations from those so far in this game under the members of JL.
Yeah, really nice there. For the X1. This team, I'm so hyped by them. I think, you know, they've not hit their full potential, but they are a team who are very, very capable. I'm very excited by them. I really am. All I'm saying, guys, if you're watching right now, watch this space. Next year, I think X1 could actually be a top contester. I think, you know, they've got a bit of a way to go, but if they keep this roster and this team and they work on it over the kind of off season, I mean, there's a miracle chance where they could make that run towards Worlds, but I think they'd have to be a really good run because they weren't playing during spring. But yeah, keep your eyes on X1. That's my long and short. Wolves are defending champions here at the NBPL, at least for the 2 last bi-weeklies. Technically, the defending champs are JL, right? Oh no, it's GG. GG are defending champs. JL world defending champs. That's why. Keep your eyes on the side of Wolves because they've had a pretty good start to this game. 3 kills off the belt. Kick it off. EWG winners of the previous game. A single kill under their belt as well. And Morris kind of has a bit of a lull stage. It's one of the few maps that still has that. A lot of the other maps are pretty aggressive, but there's not as much kind of like map mechanics to be playing with. So waiting for the first run with Yang. Typically we do hit a bit of a slow stage here, and then the game pretty much picks up from there onwards. There is something so homely about Morris, though.
It's
our first map, right? Yeah, it's weird because it's like on all the other maps you got like map mechanics and traps and things to think about, but like on this map it's just like it's you and Morris. You're just vibing. It's the only map that's not out to get you. All the other maps want you.
Yeah, we've got the thorny rollers and all the other dangerous traps in the other maps here. As we are going to see, I believe, WBG and DRG fighting it out here. The Bane popped for WBG. So DRG look like they are going to make their way out of this area. WBG able to get a full reset in. They've got some decent scale for armor and weapons, but the no ult zone getting popped here could be dangerous. It looks like they are going to want to back off of this. Not wanting to take this fight if they don't have their ultimates to fall back on. Smart play to just take this out the other way, as they are going to end up running into Wolves, though. WBG here could see a fight going off, as I do believe WBG might have used their resurrections already, whereas Wolves hasn't. So Wolves is going to want to get active here. The blind date comp coming in. We're going to see the Tessa charm coming out pretty quickly. The cube is going to get popped up as the ult gets canceled from the hottie here. They do have that cube. And now the Kylan ultimate coming in right away as well. We are just going to see them poured out. They don't want to fight this Kylan ult face on. They're going to want to come in and try and go for a little bit of a surprise. But it looks like ZK
not get
back
caught?
Into the action here.
I thought he didn't get clipped, but no, he just immediately jumped in. That's so smart by Wolves, though. I love that because I think a lot of teams are a little bit too passive with the ult to break away. Here comes out the Tessa. I believe they missed it actually onto everyone. Should have a second one coming in. Zem.
Oh, huge parry coming through here. WBG's Jing getting parried. Tries to go for that uppercut combo. Following these players. No stun coming in from the Viper, though. It's WBG's turn to answer now. Huge parry coming out now. Wolves Night HQ eliminated. Zem trying to go for the overhold here into the meter dump. Is going to get caught out. The cavalry bloom just so big. And Zem goes down. Double parry coming out. Triple parry coming out. ZK now in a very good chance to 3v1 here, but it's going to be difficult. Almost had it. The triple parry was insane, but they are going to have to go back to the soul altar, though, as
ZK
close.
Earning their paycheck. A triple parry 1 versus 3 is huge. Now WBG getting third party. They've used everything, and DRG haven't used much, so they're quite happy to take this one. Cubes are up. Everybody just having a little kiting holiday above the fight. WBG trying to make a break for it. It's WX98. Ultimate still available. Doesn't even get to use it. WBG, when they don't handicap themselves with their complex, they're actually a really bloody good team. They just got to stop picking this Valor. Because, damn, they are slamming. They had the ult disadvantage, and they just win through it. Charges coming in. Kakaishi going down, and Realm Yangs, they're not even got any point right now. Kakaishi should just fall here to Jing. One more click, one more connect. Down he goes. Jing gets the kill.
Absolutely beautiful from WBG. They get third partied and they just turn the fight around. Hottie Ultimate doing a great job of peeling and securing eliminations for them, and then the Kylan ult to follow that up. OUG now fighting against ASE in the Realm of Yang. We are seeing it looks to be Sand Siphon versus that Rubik's Cube comp. Sin Yu, no ultimate popped yet, is going to need to pop it pretty soon, is going to take the cube, get himself up in the air, just trying to hold on to that ult for as long as possible. Doesn't want to use it while the Kurumi has their ult invested. Kurumi ult is going to come up here, getting these players healed back up. We see low HP on one of these players, so they are going to try and take it out, and Jiandong goes down. No Temi ultimate available for them. It's going to be a huge detriment to their playstyle here, and it looks like all they have to do is outlast the Kurumi ultimate. There goes the Kurumi, and now the Takeda, no ultimate available, pops the F1 to try and avoid, but the Kylan slashes are too strong, and they come through, and OUG with a textbook Rubik's Cube finish there in the Realm of Yang. Absolute insanity, as JL looks to be outside of the Realm of Yang. I don't know if they picked up White Tigers from, I believe it's probably the Spirit Well.
I think this comp is so good at 1v1s. Like, I feel like the other like skirmish heavy comps are quite good at handling third parties, providing they haven't used everything. But this comp, like, it just excels at getting into a isolated 1v1. And OUG coming out with that Vermilion Bird's Might, quite happy to take the fight, although Zinyu lost a lot of health to those repeating crossbows. Don't know if they were poison tipped or not. The Roy Hee looking to jump in, has got some pressure. BBE do also have the Vermilion Bird's Might, so they're happy to full send it. He's just following SS up into the sky. SS super low here. Oh, more dashes. Roy Hee, I told you, this is the one comp BBE play really well. Roy Hee is so good at the Kylan. Very, very impressive stuff, just catching them out mid-air. OUG getting taken down as the king loses his crown. BBE securing the kills, and OUG Zinyu, the last man standing. He will be losing his Vermilion Bird's Might, and they did not have that buff for long. BBE absolutely rolled them there.
That was beautiful. The way that Roy Hee just took to the skies, following up on Hadi over and over again. And then Hadi takes the cube going, oh, you're not going to spot me out here. You've already focused your attention down on the ground. And he flips it around, gets the kill on SS, gets the follow-up damage onto these other players. Was textbook play here, as we are going to take a look at how they won their Realm of Yang. It looks like they beat out Alliance. Pretty impressive. So it looks like their mental didn't take too huge of a hit from not getting the same amount of points as they did in the first game too. So you're going to see here a blind date comp going into the Realm of Yang. That's very, very interesting here coming out from Alliance, and it looks like it didn't work out too well for them, as we are seeing NY7 getting absolutely minced down. They're going to teleport to the other side, try and get a bit of a reset off. Fat Milk with a huge parry coming around. Aibin on the Hottie, just dealing so much damage. NY7 going down. Fat Milk with another huge parry onto Yuma here. Absolute insanity coming out as Yuma does end up getting eliminated.
A really nice play coming in from the side of Alliance. Oh, sorry, BBE. Crush out Alliance. Yuma honestly doing a lot, but it's not enough. And now they've still got a minute left on this debuff. So for the side of Alliance, they are desperately going to be looking for this kill. You can see the BBE go down to the corruption, but I think that's them just using up their Bird's Might so they can reposition with information, which is quite nice. Actually, do see a few people do that. Jail were able to get themselves a White Tigers, I assume, from a Spirit Well, so using that very well, as we are going to see Alliance open up here on to X1. Can X1 sustain the storm? I mean, they've only got to live for a minute 20, and then Alliance are going to go down, so really on X1 just to kind of play this fight slow and steady. Charm connects onto a ZDI, only ZDI, who breaks it, or will be breaking it, with a quick touch. But in the meanwhile, XLY is actually losing a lot of pressure here. Yuma closing in on having that ultimate back up again. Remember, it's only a 50% charge on the ult. They blink out to get a reposition and a quick heal off, but this is giving time to X1, and you only have 47 seconds here for the side of Alliance, so they need to make this work. They've put all of their money on to Revenge. No, to Yuma. So maybe they're just going to go for the execute. Nope, they're going to run X1 into the zone and hope the damage from the dot is going to help. Get hit by the burn. LYD got some healing coming in. Does get a clang off, but not a full parry. Going in for another charm. ZDI going to be the one to get hit by it. Can he make a break for it? I don't think Alliance are going to be able to squad wipe in 16 seconds. They may be able to save one player. Can they cleanse in time is the real question. LYD sliding in. I don't know if they cleanse one in time. LYD's going low. The focus may come in. They're able to get one. Two people.
They get two.
Alliance.
Oh my god, the buzzer beater.
Oh, beautiful. That means they'll have enough money as well to get... Wait.
No, they got all three. They got all three. Oh my goodness.
That was so clutch by Alliance. Really well played.
1 second remaining for that last bloom. They were able to pick it up, burning through the Kurumi ult. What a beautiful play coming through from Alliance here to pick up these eliminations and keep themselves in the game. It was looking all over for them. With 30 seconds left, they made the executive decision to jump into the storm. Beautiful play coming out from them.
Yeah, really nice. Did see that EWG were potentially gatekeeping the edge, but then I realized it's only one player, so it's not the end of the world. WBG and OUG are going to be going up versus each other inside the Realm of Yang. So someone else can get their hands on one. There's a world where there could be a freebie Realm of Yang coming up. So we're going to keep our eyes on WBG here. Going to get himself high up into the sky. They do have that ultimate. Going to hold off on casting the Kylin ultimate until the right moment comes in. Jing gets himself caught out for a brief second, is still holding fast. Not going to use it quite yet. Cube's up to safety just to break away. Ultimate still available to him. SS is going to look to kind of keep some pressure up, but the rest of WBG just slide in to keep SS off him. There's going to be the charges coming through from Jing. Got one, got two. They're onto the damage at this point. This is just going to absolutely rip through the health bars of anyone he can get close to. Purple weapon. Going to really empower this one. Another brilliant charge coming in from the side of Jing, and he's just keeping those dashes going every time he's hitting them. Keeping it going for himself. 2 more dashes re-topped up. Can he get onto Zinyu? He's about to time out on his ultimate, which does mean that he's not going to be able to fully commit any further. Jing trying to just avoid an evade, getting away. Has to take himself a glider up. He's lost a lot of HP, and down he goes. OUG's SS able to secure the kill onto him. Ajiao breaks away briefly. But OUG just have a massive health bar advantage over the members of WBG. I don't think they're going to be able to turn this one around. Ajiao going very, very low. Down he goes. Now he's only Sleepwalker, and he is not going to be long till he follows his team to the grey screen.
Yeah, OUG winning their second Realm of Yang as well. It's very nice to see them coming out on top here with 6 eliminations, about to be 7. As Sleepwalker actually putting in some work, but unfortunately does get eliminated quickly. The King regaining his crown, as you said, he lost it earlier in the Vermilion's Birdmite fight that we had going on. Shinyu now, gold armor, gold spear in hand, going to be a super lethal force to be reckoned with as we are jumping into this later stage of the game. TE and BBE on the outskirts of the map here by Sunwing's Rest, as well as Alliance. Alliance probably going to want to slow it down a little bit. They had a bit of a scare there.
Is that a lightsaber? Is that?
Oh yeah. You didn't know?
I didn't know, but you just have Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren. Sorry, I haven't watched the new Star Wars in ages because they're trash. But it's cool. It's cool they got his lightsaber.
They've added these not exactly lightsabers, but light
very
beam
close.
Swords. They've got a really
distinct
cool
lightsabers. They've
got themselves a really cool hepta effect as well if you upgrade them. It does take a lot to upgrade them. You have 2 or 3 different upgrades that you can do for these weapons, and they do look absolutely stunning when you come through. Yuma now getting pressed on. Roy Hehe, they've got Draco Storm, so they're going to want to aggress very fast onto this fight. An Alliance, no buff available. F going to be popped for Roy Hehe. F ability from the Z-Ping getting sent a little bit too far for him to pick up. Ends up getting it a little bit later here as the ranged fire and suppress from this team is just so much. They're not able to push up. The repeating crossbow is just dealing so much damage here. As Yuma now taking a lot of damage from the musket shots. Roy Hehe, they are just going to back off from this fight though, losing Draco Storm in about 30 seconds. So it's going to be difficult for them to keep up that momentum. As soon as the Draco drops, they could be in a lot of trouble. And WBG taking their respawn, they are on Vermilion or a Yang depletion here, as they do get themselves a bounty onto BBE. And with that dropping Draco Storm, that could be a huge problem for Bamboo Esports if WBG find them out and come away with this elimination. But Roy Hehe in the mix already. We're seeing Walker already on the ultimates here. Jing trying to come through with the pole sword slashes, seeing if he can make something happen. Huge parry coming through from Roy Hehe though. F going to get invested to negate most of the punish damage into the cube to be able to get out of there super fast. Focus scale rush coming through from Roy Hehe. Gonna try and see if he can get a charge attack off into the jumping LMB onto Walker, as Aizen is going to be healing up in the back end here. Jumping back into this fight, we are going to see them coming through with an overhold onto the hung sword here. Kylan invested, or Hottie ultimate invested, sorry, from the BBE team now, and Roy Hehe gonna use that glider to get out of there. Trying to go for a reset, gonna force himself to pop on to the Kylan ultimate now, as Xiao going to pop himself a little bit of healing with the Z Ping ult, and now BBE in a tough situation here. All holding health for a decent amount of time, but the Kylan from WBG Jing just dealing so much damage here. Roy Hehe in a bit of trouble. They need that Z-Ping ult for a bit longer, but he gets knocked right into the zone here. WBG Jing not giving up the chase here, as it looks like he is going to end up just going into that immortality to try and reposition himself back into the zone. Ivan getting dangerously low. Fat Milk the only one with HP. The F1 coming out to help Roy Hehe here as they're jumping back into the mix. We are going to see Xin Yu taking a lot of damage. It looks like Xiao goes down. Sleepwalker goes down.
No.
Ivan was eliminated, though, in this mix. And it looks like Roy Hehe is getting taken out pretty quickly here as well. Fat Milk trying to peel. WBG's Jing trying to bring it around. 1 minute and 52 seconds left on this Yang depletion coming through, but Jing getting eliminated. Wash coming in out of nowhere with the wisp from his Temi. The assist coming through. Oh my goodness, what a play coming through from TE's Wash to come in with the Spear 1.0 bonk. His teammate had a perfect wisp, caught him off guard. Roy Hehe back with a little bit of HP, but TE close in proximity. All of these teams trying to rotate into the zone are getting caught out. Low HP teams are getting sharked away. NyHQ, or NY7, sorry, now, from Alliance, trying to make this play onto Fat Milk. Fat Milk low in HP. In the back end here, is trying to kite out the rest of the Alliance team. It's in a very, very tough situation here, as the whole Alliance team focusing on this one player going into the zone. They just need to get one hit off, and there we go. There's the one hit, the parry coming through, and Fat Milk gets eliminated by the zone with the assist of Yuma, as it does credit the kill, and Roy Hehe is going to go out to Wolves Zem. Wow, what a change of pace. Bamboo Esports, 8 kills, got stopped a little bit short there. They're going to need a lot more ground to make up if they want to qualify for the finals this week.
Yeah, that is it's a good start, but they got a lot of work to do. Very, very crazy kind of scrappy fights, and today has really been defined by a lot of third-partying. And I know third-partying is not anything new, but today it really feels that the teams are just expecting the constant action and constantly looking for those third parties. Like, you can't start a fight, and if you don't close the fight within like 45 seconds, you're probably going to have another team show up and be a real problem for you. So really big. Wolves on our screen right now. Obviously at game 2, a little bit disappointing for them. Game 1 also pretty disappointing for them, so they've got some work to do going forwards here. 8 minutes left in this lobby, though. Action starting to heat up as we move on. EWG are close by. Wolves just doing a bit of shopping, spending some of those Dark Tide coins, and probably grabbing a sort of Jed that suits them.
Yeah, jumping into this late game here, we are seeing the erudition coming out from the Spear, as we do see that Jade not played very much, but 521 opting to use it on the Spear. With the coming Spear changes for these next patches, I don't believe they're playing on the patch with the Spear change right now, but we will be seeing it pretty soon. It looks like 521 is going to be able to capture the Spirit well with pretty easily, but oh my goodness, the blind dates coming through, the Tessa stun, the F3, NyHQ now getting absolutely decimated here, but the Wu Chen port out is going to be able to save them at the last second here, as now they're jumping into another fight, as NyHQ getting caught by another Tessa Charm is going to go down. OUG's SS trying to make something happen as well. Yuma just getting hit by musket shot after musket shot. Wu Chen port is going to end up saving them. Wolves Zem forced to back out of this fight here. OUG doing a great job at picking off all of these straggling players. They were able to get Yuma back to a little bit of HP here, as they are getting aggressed on again. Another ultimate coming out. All of these blind dates coming out in full form. Yuma is going to get stunned and eliminated. JL coming through. Now 521 entering in the mix with another third party on to that fight, and one fan getting dangerously low. The Wu Chen port from them as well, and this is what's going to happen over and over and over again. We're seeing these Wu Chens come in, and then they're porting out. 521 on the Sand Siphon comps. They are going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage here, or an advantage, the way you think of it, depending on the situation here. We are seeing a Tessa Charm coming out, but it's missing some of these players. 521 Pampy going to be able to get the silence off onto TXJ. If they're able to get the follow-up damage, that's a guaranteed kill, but they weren't. VVV trying to come around with an overhead slam onto the Spear. Pampy sending off some cannon shots here, ending up going for a bit of a reset. Furumi Tether going to come out, just gave them that extra security, and the buff is going to be White Tigers again. I don't think it's been Mystic Might yet. It's always White Tigers.
It's been we've technically played 4 games, but we are on our 3rd game of the day, and everyone has been White Tigers. There's been White Tigers in so many of these Spirit Worlds. It's been a bit of a bloodbath on that front, and I expect it to continue. No ult zone gets popped just to shut down some of the teams in the distance. OUG, I believe, are the ones to throw that one down. Do not want to be getting caught out by Tessa ultimates, although Tessas can actually aim the urn from the outside in, and it will still work. It will still charm, so you need to be a little careful on that one. Ultimates can fly in. They just can't be cast from within. EWG just standing on the edge here, looking to shoot it out. Bane's breath finally ends. White Tigers summons up. And I think it is going to be a hell of a scrap for this buff. All of the teams going to be desperate.
Pampy's got Heartstopper Kick and Erudition, as well as Yin having Dreadful Whale. They've got Jades right now. They've got 2 Golden Jades on the side, as well as they're going to be able to capture the Spirit Well so easy, just given the fact that they've got Dreadful. Anybody coming in there, it's so hard to parry that Jade, especially now that the ending of the Jade is gold focused. You're not able to parry those ending attacks. TXJ trying to come and make something happen, but the Heartstopper Kick as well going to be so difficult. But the Tessa Charms, 2 separate Tessa Charms coming in, and they're going to try and capture this, but it's going to be difficult. Takeda all popped. Pampy is just completely stunned out here as 521 Akame trying to come in and go for some peel here. These players are trying their hardest to cop this Spirit Well, but it's very, very difficult for these players to come through. OUG's SS trying to make something happen. Pampy getting dangerously low. It looks like they are going to opt to back off of this. Burning their ultimate here could be super unfortunate for them, given the fact that they're not on control of this Spirit Well anymore. OUG taking to the sky here. Now they've got full control of this Spirit Well. Other teams trying to come in. NY7 sending in an F3. From the Kurumi, or from their Z-Ping coming in, we are seeing the Octaslash come through as well from Shinyu. He's got 2 really great Jades for his dual blades, giving him that gold focus to be able to hold Spirit Well for just a bit longer. But all of these teams want it right now. Every single team is hungry for this, and it's taking so long for them to be able to capture this zone, as it looks like a couple of these teams have started to back off, but they're just waiting for the second that it's almost captured, and TXJ is just going to drop down with an AC 130 from the sky. I can already tell he's positioning himself on a tree right above the Spirit Well. As there we go, the first zone is dropping, and now the range shots are going to be able to come through. We're seeing the Hottie ult come out. We're seeing the cube, but oh my goodness, the F1 to be able to try and block some of that damage coming through. He did get hit by a Wind Wisp, as Shinyu is going to end up needing to go for a bit of a reset. The King taking over the point of control here, and now SS bringing it back down. They're all taking turns going to the bottom, taking damage, resetting. Shinyu now holding that zone. He is on the gold armor, so they're going to want him holding it the most. TXJ taking a lot of damage now. SS trying to follow up with the pole sword. TXJ still on the back foot there as TE jumping into the back end, trying to go for some damage with the dual halberds. We're seeing Shinyu bringing out that Kylan ultimate now. It's going to be very, very difficult for him. They're able to hold this off. Huge parry coming out as well on the other side, as it looks like TE trying to bring it in, but who got it? We don't. Oh, it is OUG able to get the White Tigers, and now they're going to try and snap off. Shinyu taking a lot of damage, though, is in that immortality already. Only has 3 slashes of the Kylan left. We are going to see him cancel the ult. He does have the ultimate available again, and now all these players are going to try and focus onto OUG here. Yuma getting dangerously low. OUG trying so hard to come away with the kill, but all these teams doing a perfect job at peeling away from the White Tigers team.
And Zinyu turn it. And so onto the edge of the zone. Going to get a whole heap of damage down. That's going to be 1 for the side of OUG. There's the dashing. There's the Thanos snapping coming through. A couple of people go down.
Oh, there
and
it
just
is.
like that, OUG
Done.
snap the lobby. Oh, I was wondering when we were going to see a Thanos snap. It took 4 times for it to come up, but OUG just wiped the lobby.
In a split second, OUG turn it into it's anyone's game to it's our game. We're coming away victorious here. And OUG being in 13th place coming into that final circle, it's going to give them a huge boost to their scoring. Past WBG and a couple of other teams are going to be spawning close to theirs. We are going to see the slap fights starting off. 5-2-1 and Alliance going at it right away here. Slaps coming out, grapple bump into a focus slap, into another focus slap. Pampy just getting absolutely decimated in the 2v1 situation on the slap, forced to use his last grapple and get away. He gets into the Imperial Yurts, finds himself a weapon really quickly. NY7 already with the ultimate invested. ASE here now on to WBG, full aggression, as it looks like Moran's gonna get taken out. They flipped it back around, and it looked like WBG was gonna get eliminated for a second there, but they bring it back around and eliminate ASE's first life into this game. Super great turnaround using that Temi ultimate, able to get them stuck in the wind wall, bringing the Wisps as a follow-up. It looks like X1 already purchasing a Moonbane Charm. They're going to be able to drop a Bane on each other, on these other players. OUG, ASE already completely taken out for their first lives. They're going to be sent back into the Soul Altar. Couple of these other players have been down. We haven't seen a full other team eliminate here. We're seeing Pampy getting knocked off of the ballista here, getting carried in the air. NY7 doing a great job at the juggle on mid-air as his one hit left. He pulls the F3 out into an armor swap. Beautiful play from Pampy to sustain, but he's not able to keep it up, as they're going to be able to take that and complete the elimination there. That's 2 players from 5-2-1 now eliminated. We are going to see their Karumi trying to pick up the pieces of their game, as they are going to take themselves to a Soul Altar. It looks like X1 on the corner side here. They've picked up 2 eliminations so far. So a pretty decent start for them. X1's a team I want to see them make it into the finals here. They're competing now.
Yeah,
JDG,
I'd love to see him.
JDG was in like 8th or 9th. I believe they were in 6th starting the day. I'm not 100% sure exactly where they were.
Yeah,
oh, triple berry!
That was huge.
Oh my goodness, what a play coming out there. The triple parry coming through from ZDI here onto Wolves, and now the Bane is going to get dropped as well. X1 full aggression onto Wolves now in this zone. So you're going to see the Kylan ultimate getting invested now from Zem. Just going to use it to peel. It looks like one of these Wolves members was eliminated, and now they're forced to try and play around this Bane. We're going to see him with the follow-ups, Kylan slashes on to XLY. XLY in a bit of a dangerous situation now. Going to try and get out of here as fast as possible, but getting just warped around from this Kylan ult. 1 slash remaining here. Gonna be able to tap dodge out. Armor swap coming through though. Oh. And the F1 coming through. Oh my goodness, this is so close. We are gonna see him come away with the elimination though. Zem, perfect textbook elimination. WBG coming in on a 3rd party here. Wow, Wolves is gonna get hit by the base breath though, as well as Jing. This is dangerous, and Zem goes down, and X1 gets another kill from the Bane. From the grave, it looks like only one of their players was eliminated into that fight, though.
That was absolutely brutal, the fact they got caught there. Really rough for them, as right here, Heat just going to put some damage down into these DRG members. Donkey trying to make a break for it. Roy he got the charges up and available. Just going to continue to try and fire off. Catches onto Donkey in the air. Donkey can't break away from this one. Roy he just continues to pound and apply that pressure down, ripping through the health bars continuously and effectively getting hit, but he has to cube out as he gets hit by the Bane's Breath. These Bane's Breath are absolutely ruining teams right now. There's so many of them coming down, and BBE just gonna have to make a break for it. DRG are able to just muscle their way into the area, force anybody away.
Yeah, the Bane's saving them from almost certain destruction there.
Yeah, really big. Oh, JL getting himself in a fight versus TE. Rest of them coming in. One Fang just pinged against the cage, though, unable to move. TE able to buy this one, but TXJ is going to put the pressure down onto 14. 14 tries to break away, gets a clang down, but he is low as trying to make a break for it. Gets himself inside a tent. Can he get the heal off in time? A parry lands down. VVV trying to apply some pressure onto them. As you can see, TE actually got a purple armor onto one of their members, so Wash is going to be very hard to deal with. He goes down in the middle of all of it, and TE just annihilating JL. JL, that is not the start they wanted to this game. Have been able to pick up one of their players, though, so it's not completely cooked for them.
It's starting to get pretty cooked.
It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. We're just cutting from losing fight to losing fight here.
Yeah, we're going to see DRG versus ASE, and it looks like 2 of the members go down at the exact same time, but I believe ASE is going to have the man advantage here. They are going to be able to pick up the elimination and get their teammate up faster, and DRG is going to go to the Soul Altar here, as well as EWG getting eliminated and JL losing 2 of its members to, I believe it was TE, and TE really putting some numbers up. I think it's a bit too late for TE to be able to make the jump. I mean, if they have a couple of games like
last
OUG
3 games
just
are good.
did, yeah.
It's very doable for them, especially if we could start like this. But they need to have 3 very, very good games if they want to have a chance. The problem for them is it's actually not the top of the lobby that is popping off right now. It's actually kind of that middle to lower end of the lobby that are the ones who are having the good games. Like EWG had an amazing game earlier in the day. X1 have been consistently pretty good today. I mean, BBE have been a little hit or miss, to be fair, so they're not really that competitive. But like, it's all those teams who are kind of fighting around that 13th mark right now. So you need to overtake those guys who are also having relatively good games. So every game that bar is going to move up, which just means you have to play even better than the average performance if you want to make it out. It's going to be a tall ask. I wouldn't say unachievable, but it is going to be a very hard ask for them.
Oh, yeah. And JDG, keep in mind, their team started the day in about 8th, 7th, 8th place, and now they're in 12th. That's the amount of points that we're talking about putting up here as we're taking a look at Alliance fighting against ASE. ASE using their life. So this is a very risky fight to be taking this early, but it looks like they're full aggressive here. Yuma is going to get charmed here. Full aggression onto him here as they are going to see the F2 come out. Is going to be unable to pop it. We're going to see the stun coming out here, trying to peel for his teammate, but Yuma is going to be able to get out of this fast. Ultimate invested for him. They don't want to put that Viper ult out until the ult has gone down for the Matari, but now we're seeing them lose. They aren't able to get the pick up onto the Viper stun, and they're able to get out of there as fast as possible. And it looks like they're going to have to go quick because they have spotted their tail. They're going to try and keep up the chase. NY7 doing a beautiful job at keeping peel for their team, and the Matari ultimate coming in at the perfect timing there. And yeah, what I'm saying I wanted to talk about earlier, JDG, 73 points is now the threshold. X1 at 67, EWG at 66.2. These two teams have had very, very great games in these past couple of games, and they need to put a few more points up onto the board. 6 points for X1, just over 6.8 points for EWG. And they've got 3 games to do this, so they've got a good shot at doing it.
Keep in mind, JDG is realistically the last solid threshold to hit. After that, it's a moving line because the next person who you can knock out is KLA on 106 points. There is no way enough teams are going to hit 106 points to actually for that to be a real line in the sand. So this is the last kind of like set spot that will free up. So after JDG kind of free up that last spot, it's really based on the performance of all the teams playing today, who makes it and who doesn't. There's no more kind of like, oh, all we got to do is just beat out another team who aren't playing, aren't defending their spot. The goalposts will move after this game. So we're going to cut over now to OUG inside the realm of Yang. Getting toe to toe here with JL. JL desperate for a good game, and OUG coming off a bloody good game. Going to be looking to keep that performance going for them, as immediately One Fang gets himself opened up onto. TXJ is just going to continue to apply pressure here. You can see the King got that ultimate, hasn't actually popped it yet, waiting for a good opportunity to get that down. VVV may just be that target for him. 2 members get sent back in there by a quick hit from VVV. Is able to break away. Zinyu going very low. TXJ almost down himself. Breaks away briefly. Needs to get some healing coming in for themselves. Is going to try and make an escape. Takes the cube out to safety. There's going to be the fear and shoves available to the King. He does get himself knocked up. Is being consistently harassed out here. Sandstorm comes out. Catches on to TXJ. The fear and shoves absolutely tearing through this Kylan team. And again, this is why we see both of the variants of the Siphon teams do so well. Absolutely incredible at handling every other team, as BBB is actually doing a lot of damage over to the King. King finds himself in some serious danger, but JL down 2 members. I don't know if they're going to be able to survive this one, as OUG take out JL inside the realm of Yang.
OUG have been very, very dominant in the realms of Yang so far. They've come away with, I believe, the last game they MVP'd. They had both of their realms of Yang won. They came out, they did lose their fight to BBE right off the rip here, and it looks like it might actually happen again if BBE is going to come outside of this realm of Yang. with Vermilions as well. They are going to be aggressing onto Wolves, though. This is a different fight that we saw earlier. We are going to see a cube getting popped up. We hear the cube animation going off here as now Wolves getting aggressed on by BBE. Super fast Golden Spear in hand for Roy Hehe. Trying to aggress onto Zem, bringing it back around. Cube going to get invested now for the BBE team. It looks like Zem just going to go for a bit of a pot off here. Only blue armor, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Aizen also with a gold spear in hand. That is going to be very, very nice for them to have here, as we are seeing both of the Kylan ultimates getting invested quickly, everybody losing HP from the slash and then regaining it from the Z-Ping ult, everybody getting thrown everywhere. Zem going to get knocked back, trying to deal the damage onto Fat Milk, but Fat Milk able to sustain just long enough due to that Z-Ping ultimate here. Wolf Zem in a lot of trouble. As soon as he's going to come out of this ultimate, it's going to be very difficult for him to come back. He gains some health due to the F1. We're going to bring it back. They try to go for the parry here in the 2v1 situation on to Zem. Gets the 1-2 off. We're going to see him go for that jumping LMB. They're trying to follow give chase with the hottie ult. Zem goes down. Now Roy Hehe bringing it on to ZK. ZK goes down. Aizen with the huge follow-ups here. Absolute insanity coming through. And Wolves getting sent back. BBE is able to do this so well. They pick up these eliminations right out of the Realm of Yang onto the other Vermilion team.
I mean, this team just, like, this comp is exactly the kind of comp that BBE like. They're so good at playing the Kylan Rubik's Cube comp, but I'm not surprised to see them popping off here. Every time I see them on it, Roy Hehe, really, really good at playing the Kylan, is now looking to open up onto WBG. This could just put them into that double digit. It's on the point score here if they get that squad wipe. Roy Hehe just keeping the cubes shut down. Walker trying to make a break for it. Sandstorm breaks out in the meanwhile, though. Roy Hehe is running out on that ultimate and on his health. He may just find himself going down. Sleepwalker's able to secure him. Breaks the Bird's Might on him, and now this is going to be the end of BBE. Sleepwalker and the rest of WBG able to secure this one. WBG don't have that safety net.
But they did have that Yang depletion, I believe, and they were able to cure it, except for one of these players. The Kurumi is going to get eliminated. The only player with the Yang depletion still, and they eliminate Jing as well. One player left remaining on WBG. Great third party coming in with the Zai ultimate from Dongqing there to eliminate two of these players. The one player without without Yang depletion cured was the one that went out first, as another team is starting to come in on another third party here, as WBG jumping back into the mix as well, I believe, or that's just their bodies. We see the name tags on the map as they are going to be completely eliminated, two of these players. They do have a chance to try and bring this back, and it looks like 521 has been completely eliminated from this game with 0 kills. Very unfortunate for them. X1 with 7 eliminations, and JL, it looks like they're just going to head into the storm here and take this L. They are on 104. They're in 5th place. They've passed that 100-point threshold. So we are going to see them just take this Yang depletion on the chest and head into the storm, so nobody will get the elimination credit for them. As we see the Z-Ping ult invested just to give them a little bit of time, as we're going to take a look now. Wolves versus 521 in the Realm of Yang. Akame and 521 do end up going down here. Kurumi ultimate invested for 521, but it looks like they might be able to catch Akame off guard, and that's what happens. Akame goes down. They push the other two players outside of the circle. They try to place the circle back again, but every single time Pampy going for that burn charge on the Zai ultimate, we don't see the damage come out because the Kylan just negating the damage with his slashes. And that's one of the main reasons why these players opt to go for the Kylan against the Xiphon comps, because you're able to prevent everything that the Zai does if you're playing it right. Into the uppercut from the fan. Oh my goodness, what a play here. Tries to go for it again and gets the RMB slam to finish off the elimination. TXJ and BVB going out in the kill feed there.
I mean, JL just eliminating themselves is really sad. I mean, they are, again, they're aiming for at least second today, but first is within their grasp. I think after this game going this bad, first is not going to happen. Are Wolves going to take this Realm of Yang? They are thinking about it. They're hovering in the area. They're relatively geared up. There's a whole heap of teams fighting over the Spirit Well here. I think they're going to know what the buff is inside it. I mean, it doesn't really, it's not going to be anything major, but everyone is just going to back off.
I believe that Wolves were going to go for a bit of a buy before entering into that Realm of Yang. They want to, the timer for the buy to get another purple armor goes just after the drop of the Realm of Yang entrance. So they get the extra armor and then they enter the Realm of Yang. As X1 here is going to get to pick up the Draco Storm, as it looks like OUG going to enter the Realm of Yang as well, holding on the outside of that Yang quarter. Looks to have backed off though here. It looks like BBE got the Yang for free and Wolves didn't end up going in. I was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. My mistake, as we're jumping through Draco Storm. They are going to be super aggressive here. The King taking a whole bunch of damage. We're going to see the silence coming through on to these players, as the King is going to end up getting Tessa Charmed as well. The jumping LMB coming through from XZDI. Ultimates coming out as well. Temi and Kurumi ultimate coming through. XL1 trying to make something happen, but the Fear and Shove is going to prevent the damage, getting caught in the Wind Wisp. Looks like they are just going to pour it out pretty fast here. Jumping back in. It was the safe play. They definitely didn't need to pour it out right away, but you don't want to get too greedy, especially when you're in the position that X1 is right now. You want to put up as much points as possible onto the board. Looks like, oh, the King still silenced a little bit here, as BBE are going to pick themselves up in elimination onto WBG's Jing. As it looks like they got the Kurumi up, but the Temi did end up going down. Their Takeda is down as well. So WBG back down to one player on the board, as they are the only team, or the couple of these teams. Alliance is missing a member as well. BBE looking to get aggressive. They are a team that also needs to pick up a lot of kills if they want to place into these finals. So they are going to be playing the entire rest of this day as hyper aggro as possible. They don't want to get too greedy though, because the second they start to overheat, these teams will see that. They'll start to capitalize and they will start to fall behind fast.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very explosive kind of end towards this game now, I think. Don't believe anybody's got the Realm of Yang debuff. Yeah, we are debuff free right now. So, does mean we're actually going to have a relatively busy final circle. The busier the final circle, I say that as WBG get knocked out, but the busier the final circle, the more likely you are to have the Spirit World just not get popped. Because there's too many teams contesting, and it just becomes very hard to deal with that. So I actually do think we're probably going to see probably a relatively chill Spirit Well. It also could just be that Mystic Might and not a White Tigers, and in which case it won't be as high priority, because we do see so many teams today have been fighting for this White Tigers, and you know we saw in that last game the Thanos snap, the thing we've been talking about all day, finally happened as OUG popped the entire lobby. X1 playing it a little bit more chill right now. These guys are pretty set up, 7 kills under their belt. And a very, very good game for themselves. They got the Draco Storm, but I don't think they're going to find anyone in the next 30 seconds. So just going to chill off and let it go. But yeah, X1, who have been kind of one of my teams to watch this split, having a pretty good day here.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I remember exactly where they are in the standings. Once we look at a
they're in
standings
13th.
list, they're in 13th. So
they're in 13th.
Yeah, they probably don't want to throw here. They probably just want to chill. You know, they got this game and they got 2 more games. Wait, we're on game 4. We got 2 more games after this, and a complete brain fart where we were in the day. My clock is thrown off after what happened in game 2. But yeah, after this game, they got 2 more games to go, and then you kind of expect that around that point, that's where we'll expect to see X1, you know, try and make it into that final challenge. Spot. Yeah.
So it looks like they might be trying to get even more aggressive, or they could just be using it to get that minor Mystic Might buff to see where these other players are, if they're going to be coming close into proximity with them. And one thing I'd like to mention as well, EWG was in 13th and X1 was in 14th place. EWG with only 1 elimination on the board for this game. They have been surpassed, but this is the other team that was in contention. X1 has been doing a great job of not overheating, coming in, picking up 1 elimination, and doing exactly what EWG was doing when they were on the blind date comp. So it seems to be coming up blind date for most of these teams. Success.
I think it's really boiled down to like them actually remembering what this team did. Because I think for a lot of this split, I've not seen that comp being played in the way that we used to see it get played, in the way where it was a very good third party team. It was a very kind of good ambush team. But they were kind of like, I think in their head, they were playing it like a weaker version of the Sand Siphon.
Yeah.
And trying to like full squad wipe and trying to scrap. But I think in their heads they were like, oh, the Wuxian nerfs really removed the power, but I think not Wuxianing when you used to is the big difference maker. And I think that's something I've seen now, is because they would TP out once they lost 1 or 2 players and then Wuxian would bail them out. But now you can't do that. So you get them before somebody goes down and then the resets can come in. So you just Wuxian earlier. As TE do find EWG here. I don't know if they're going to full send and full commit. Looks like they're going to be able to break away.
They got dropped down pretty low, but TE decided to back off. This is something they don't want to overheat. They are in the very bottom of the standings, so they really, really need kills, but they also need to stay alive for that survivability. And letting them reset here, it could have been a little bit of a misplay, but the fact that the 80% Bane is about to drop here, they don't want to get caught out in the wrong spot. They are going to just take themselves to a bit of a reset. And they do have Merciless Havoc. That is one of the gold jades that we see getting popped here. And we don't get to see gold jades too often anymore. So them having that is going to be a super huge advantage to their gameplay going into this final circle, especially if they're able to get the White Tiger's prowess off of that. It is going to be extremely difficult for these teams to take space, especially when they're throwing out the Merciless to make sure that these players are not in the same space. And the double pole sword from BBE here, just dealing so much damage onto these Wolves players and the Alliance players that are trying to jump through. As ASE as well joining into the mix, they don't want to get too aggressive here, but these players are starting to go down quickly. Wolves them taking out Revenge. They want to be able to come away with some third-party picks, and it looks like they are going to aggress onto Yuma here. Yuma trying to get away, but the gold pole sword just so much damage. They're going to just take their soul back, end up backing off here as Yuma does go down. TE's Leo picking up the kill with the musket here as they ran right into OUG. TE was able to snipe the kill from downtown as we see them backing off and going to their respective corners. Everybody playing a little bit of a range game right now. Alliance, X1, and DRG on 7. BBE on 9. They are leading the scoreboard with kills right now, which is pretty impressive for them. They do have a lot of ground to make up here because being in 17th place for most of the day is going to be super tough for them, as X1 looks like they might be the ones to be able to capture the Spirit Well. No buff on this Spirit Well, so we are waiting to the next one, but they are going to be able to get themselves a good amount of scale. But the Tessa Charm hit could be lethal for them. It looks like X1's XLY was the one player to not get hit by the Tessa Charm, so they're able to survive for a little bit here, picking up the scraps of the loot, bringing it back around for a reset. But now they've got gold armor on that Viper with a gold weapon. It's going to be very dangerous to fight. Yeah,
gold hangsword as well on ZDI is just going to be absolutely brutal. 6 minutes left on the game. Obviously, the next Spirit Well is going to be the big one. That's where we're going to see the teams probably get quite scrappy, unless it's a Mystic Might, in which case it might actually be a chill one for once. Mystic Might at the end of the game, not really as effective. Yeah, I mean, I don't want it, but yeah. I mean, I feel like the teams deserve it. Right? Although, if you're like TE right now, you're praying somehow you get this, and it's a White Tigers, and you get that squad wipe in. Because there's 25 people left in this lobby. Like, this is a potentially very high-scoring ending if we get the White Tigers. But right now, Bane's going to come in. Last Bane of the game. Teams are going to get sent packing. BBE are actually looking just to break away. This is one of the things about these Spirit Wells. It's a Mystic Might Spirit Well, so probably not going to see teams risk it all because you don't actually get the reset on your ultimates when you take the Mystic Might.
Yeah, you do.
I swear you don't. I thought
it's
it was only White Tigers.
Draco's the only one you don't get the reset on. Mystic Might.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yep. Okay, so you can. Yep, you are correct. I knew there was one. In my head, it was Mystic.
These players are going to still try and go for the Spirit Well, but it won't be as...
you're not going to see the level
much of a disadvantage
you normally see.
Exactly. Yeah, there's going to be some teams that are going to opt to not go for it. Some of these teams are going to try and play it a little bit safer. It looks like BBE is going to try and make their way over to the Spirit Well, though, as X1 and BBE. These are the two teams, as well as EWG and TE. The four teams, actually, that are on the bottom right now that need this Spirit Well. They need the extra armor. They need the extra Soul Jade and weapon. They want to be able to come away victorious in this game. And it's looking very good for them, but they do have the likes of DRG, OUG, and Wolves and Alliance. Our Alliance only has one member left, but all of the other teams I just mentioned, they are going to have to compete against them for this first place finish. This is going to come down to the wire. X1 taking early control here. This is what we saw from them with the last Spirit Well, but they did end up taking a lot of range damage coming out of this. And right now it's pretty uncontested. So
I'm not surprised. I think the Mystic isn't worth potentially getting yourself, like, because you have to reposition out of a comfortable spot into a potentially open spot. Yeah. And you could just get dogged by the whole lobby. So I understand why we don't see too many teams really go for it. X1 are just going to pop the ultimate from the Viper just to send people packing. They're going to reset. There's the refresh in the ultimate. Able to grab that.
Started some chaos and jumped right back away.
Yeah, it was really nice by them. But you also know, because it was that Mystic Might, it's probably not going to be overly contested. And I mean, Mystic Might's not overly useful in these final circles. It just gives you a little bit of information. You kind of know where everyone is. But also, when there's 24 people, it's probably a little overwhelming. Because your whole minimap's just going to be flashing red at you as Wolves lose a player. Right here, he with a pistol able to secure that kill. Wolves, that is not it, man. I mean, it's their Hardy, so it's not the game-defining carry of this comp, but...
Oh, TE's Wash getting dangerously low there. NY7 as well going down. It looks like Fat Milk's going to pick up the kill. BBE's on 11. Oh my goodness. Where's Wash gone? Wash was getting very, very low in HP as well. I believe he's back up with a bit more health in his pocket. Roy Hee as well with the gray pistol on this. Ivan with the gray cannon. Not the biggest scale on the ranged weapons. It looks like they are going to be forced to pop that cube here as X1 starting to push up onto their area. They have the best zone, but X1 with the Flamebringer. EWG's Yoli here, dangerously low as well. Roy Hee almost able to finish off that kill as well. We are seeing the HP reset coming in from them. They're on top of this building. It looked very, very bad for him for that second. EWG's Cookie as well. No shield available. Is going to bring it back around onto that crew meal. They are trying to take the space that BBE has carved out for themselves. And it looks like DRG and OUG going at it on the bottom corner side. They've got the strategic low ground, but it's not looking very good for them. TE's Leo with the... Oh my goodness, huge parry coming up from the King. Sap damage coming through as well. TE's Wash getting dangerously low as well. X1's XLY in the kill box as well. Looks like these teams are going to start to take their cubes up into the sky. BBE taking to the air. Wash dangerously low. He's been so low for most of this fight. These teams are just trying to come away with the elimination. Roy Hee now getting caught by the Wind Wisp, forced to take himself back up to the skies. It looks like Ivan has been eliminated. OUG's the King was able to pick up that kill. And it looks like TE's Wash has finally gotten eliminated here as they're trying to take out the rest of these DRG players. It looks like he got WX98 and is now bringing himself back into the zone. Still has, oh my goodness, look at all the Viper ults. Everybody Viper ulting, everybody Wu Chen porting on cue. All of these Kylans are going to get stunned. XLY trying to bring it back around here as X1 jumping into the mix. TE's Leo getting dangerously low. It looks like X1's LYD able to pick up an elimination onto Leo. Roy Hee just taking to the skies. They have lost a player, but they're on 12 eliminations. They want to stay till the very end here. It looks like Cookie able to survive for a little bit, and ZK getting eliminated by LYD. OUG's the King bringing around the pull sword slashes. The Wind Wisp coming out from all of these other players. DRG getting quickly minced down. The burn damage going to come in, taking out some of these players. It looks like Kakashi going down, Cookie going down, Roy Hee going down, OUG's SS picking up a couple of eliminations. The Tessa Charms coming out onto the X1 players. ASE getting absolutely blitzed as well. OUG, his entire team, and X1 getting caught in that Tessa Charm. We had a break in the action for half a second there as XLY bringing out the Flamebringer, trying to do some burn damage as well. EWG's Yoli back up to HP here. We are going to see them trying to bring the damage onto EWG's Xi. Xi getting dangerously low here. Pole Sword coming into the Stone Form, trying to come away with a Blistering Edge. Doesn't get the kill. We are going to see Xi go down to XLY here. The Rampage coming through from the Hung Sword here as OUG and X1 fight this out. There are a couple of other players alive as well. Wolves has one player left. X1 ZDI gets a huge stun. Fat Milk gets knocked down. Everyone getting eliminated. X1 ZDI coming through. Everybody crashing into the circle here. X1 has every single player alive. They're doing it. And OUG is going to be the end. But Wolves coming through. And it's 2 players left. 10 seconds remaining in the game. Who's going to come away with the end? Oh my goodness. Who's it going to be?
It's going to be OUG.
It's going to be OUG. No, my goodness. What just happened?
They just about did it. I don't know if that was enough to win. I don't remember the kills they were on. But X1, what a huge win. AUG do take game number 2. Game number 4. Second game in a row for them today. They started so low in the standings, and they are popping off today. 2 massive wins for themselves. But X1 able to get themselves above that 12-point spot, so they're feeling a little bit for him, and that's why I'm not sold. And we always saw it, even back then, when there weren't many monks in the lobby, those monks would get focused out and absolutely annihilated. So I'm interested to see. I'm going to assume the WBG are going to want to get their hands on Abraham Yang and try and get some gear. So see how they fare. I guess it's very dependent on who they're going up against, but TE right now getting run down by X1. X1 looking to keep control of this. Do get the knockback onto a couple of members. Wash actually pops the ultimate. Remember, it's a Firefly map, so people have those ults, and with no armor and very little health, Wash,
looks like
even
XLY
with this great weapon, is going to absolutely annihilate them. BBE have come in for the potential turnaround, and Wash goes down. That's going to be this kill secured by BBE. But they may just get turned onto by X1. X1 putting some pressure in. Roy he comes in with that F. It's a massive slam down onto XLY. He breaks away. Zip Heal comes in though. Roy he no ultimate available. XLY just going to look to try and make a break away from Roy Just need to be a little bit careful. X1 continue to put some pressure down. Sleepwalker's actually joined in, and it looks like WBG coming in for the third party. There's multiple teams in the area. So I think these teams are probably just going to have to call it. BBE being down a player is going to cost them heavily. So WBG taking a fight here versus X1. TE also closing in on that gap. Walker was able to secure himself a kill onto those members, but Aizen now getting jumped onto. Can WBG keep himself alive? No ultimates available yet to them. TE finds himself in a bit of danger. 14 pops himself the F, gets some of that healing in. Being continued to be chased down though by the members of WBG. I believe he's been able to make a break for the trees, and 14 got away.
14 got away. He was 1 HP in a dream there. Now Jing
oh, it's the Gundam skin. I forgot about this.
Beautiful Yuuzhan skin, by the way, as Jing is going to go down as soon as he gets out of ult. Sleepwalker also eliminated there. Unfortunate for them, wasn't able to see the monk ult pop off, as we do see BBE now, almost able to get the kill with the follow-up from the full sword there. Going into the stone form, XLY trying to get away, but the scale rushes are a little bit too much. 521 actually able to come in with the Kylan ult and steal that kill away from Roy And it looks like BBE on the back foot now, not wanting to engage with the Kylan ultimate. We do see it go down pretty quickly though, as we do have ultimate available for these other players. Karumi Circle gonna be popped for BBE, and they have the Zai ultimate available to come back as soon as that Kylan ultimate goes down, and we do see it go down pretty quickly here. Roy does have that F ability available again, gonna try and knock in. No burn damage onto Pampy so far. We are seeing them take a lot of damage. No ult zone does get popped. 521 has the advantage now since they had burned their ults. Pampy getting dangerously low though, is getting carried by Aizen. Double charge from the pull sword gonna come out into the 1.0 slash from the longsword. Yin gonna be able to back off of this here, as WBG's Jing now bringing things around onto Fat Milk. I've been getting a crazy grab. Doesn't get the second one right away here. We are going to see him go for that slam, trying to get the follow-up grab onto Aizen, just holding outside of that no ult zone. We are going to see him miss a couple of these grabs here. He was able to get one unsuccessful.
He got another.
He gets another one here. We are going to see him try and go for the double. Is not able to secure the double. Doesn't get the full amount of damage. Going to jump into this circle, back into this fight. He is on Parry Bell, and I just find it so funny that we're seeing Parry Bell in competitive play. It's not the optimal play, but we love to see the suboptimal stuff coming out every now and again. BBE now on the back foot. This is going to be very dangerous for them. Fat Milk forcing himself out of the circle, using that Karumi tether to just bounce away. No ultimate available though, so he could be in a lot of trouble. Full team focused on him with no HP.
I just think this is the problem with BBE. They're very good at the Rubik's Cube, but as soon as you take them off that, they are pretty inconsistent, and that is now 2 players down for them. Actually, wait, did they get their Zaya? No, they're down as well. Okay, cool, don't worry. Roy the last man standing. OUG just going to apply some pressure here on to him. But, I mean, no matter where BBE goes, well, Roy goes, he's in danger, gets hit by the parry, and SS able to finish him up nice and easily. OUG, they're in third place right now. They've got 8 kills. Remember, just for a quick top up of location of where first place is. First place is 136, I believe, or 134. It's around that mark. They got 8 kills. They got 2 games. They're 113 right now. There is a good chance that we see OUG go into first place. And when you say they started today in, they were pretty low, right?
They were in like 9th or 10th.
Oh my word. That would be so
We can
big.
double check that after a break, but I believe it was 9th or 10th. Looking as well, doing a little bit of quick math, EWG is 12 points away from X1 with no eliminations, and BBE is 18 points away from X1 with 2 kills. X1 with 1 elimination on the board so far. Alliance at 81. If Alliance has a pretty poor game, and EWG and BBE have good games, with Alliance and Wolves not having the greatest games, we could see EWG, BBE, and X1 all in the finals with Wolves and Alliance getting knocked out, which would be absolute insanity. But there is a small possibility that this could happen. You know, my brain is just doing the what if scenarios right now as we are in a little bit of a lull in the game. As you say, Morris Isle always got that calming little mid game to it, as these players are definitely not calm. They're all stressed out, but we are going to see the charm coming out. OUG Shinyu getting a tap. Sleepwalker needing to ult up here. He's going to be able to get that ult off before the Tesla charm coming out, and now we see the stuns coming through, trying to peel for his teammate here, and it looks like Xiao's going to get eliminated pretty quickly here. Without a Karumi, this is going to be difficult for him. Tries to go for the grab, is unable to. Getting hit by the Bane. This is going to be difficult here. He's getting hit by 2 repeating crossbows. This is going to be tough here. Doesn't get any grabs. And
easiest character in the game to kill, by the way.
Yeah.
Straight up, easiest game in the character to kill.
Like, easiest game in the character.
Man, my brain is fried, but endlessly. So WBG, they are donezo off the back of this one. Only 1 player left standing.
They are going to be heading to the Soul Altar, giving themselves a little bit of chance to revive. Alliance trying to come in and clean up the third party, but they were not able.
Here's the issue with WBG going down here. They're now going to respawn. Yeah, that's fine. But they're going to respawn with grey gear. So they can't jump into this first realm of Yang. If they do, they're just throwing the game. Then it means you'll slow down your power curve, because it's an incredibly cost-heavy team. Unlike the Xiphons, who are kind of touted as being a bit of a budget team, because you don't actually need that many like big items to make it work. Like, Monk needs multiple golden armors or high-level armors. I mean, realistically, you want at least purple on everyone, but you want like a golden to then go onto the Monk, and then next priority, you want it to go onto your Yue Shen. You want golden Well, you want them for the transform, right?
Yeah.
Then you want golden weapons for both of your transformers as well, because that increases their damage. Like, you're already talking 4 golden weapons. And then, yeah, you are right. Like, if you can, the golden armor on the Karumi to keep everyone alive for longer, therefore she stays alive for longer, would be so much better. But it is a tall ask. It is a very tall ask to pull off.
Looking at the map right now, WBG might be able to complete a few quests, go to the shop, get themselves maybe 1 purple armor, a couple of purple weapons, maybe some blue armors as well to help them out. They have all of, I believe, down that Shipwreck Expanse to sort of scale themselves back into this fight. And then they do have the opportunity to take Yang. I don't believe they are going to make it in here just because they got eliminated so late into that. It's not the early fight loss where you have enough time to scale up. It's right before rebirths go down. So you're having a lot more trouble coming away with any sort of elimination.
I also just feel like genuinely isolated. Like, I don't know how the Monk...
Oh, it's already closed.
Any of these ones. Wow, that was quick. Alrighty, well, 521 EWG, WBG Alliance, and ASE.
WBG's in.
WBG went in? This is madness. Alright, Alliance. Can they pull it off? Sleepwalker hasn't even got his ult fully charged right now. He is going to be very exposed immediately, eating himself the F from the Zai. Sleepwalker loses all of his armor. Jing's going to do his best to keep him alive. Bell gets used there. It's going to be the slam in from the Zai once again. Sleepwalker taking too much damage. Ult is finally up. He's going to have to get the opportunity to use it, but he's not even getting there.
There we go!
Finally pops the ultimate. Alliance able to throw everything into Walker. The problem is Jing's about to time out on his ultimate, and as soon as that happens, Walker, once he times out, is not going to get that cover. Zai can chain siphon you through walls, by the way, so she can just continually burn you.
Grab?
Yuma does get grabbed. Alliance can just put some pressure in. There's the zip healing. That completely undoes the
he
slam.
got greedy.
And he does get greedy. Jing going low. Jing no transform.
Double grab,
for a
double
grab onto revenge. They do get it, but the damage isn't there. The zip healing is just too much, and that, I think, is probably enough to undo them here. Down goes one, down goes another, and that'll be the third up on the menu. Zipping. Zipping has always been good into Monk, man.
WBG, you're breaking my heart right now. As EWG, they're the ones that are looking to pick up the pace right now and get themselves into that 12th place. They really need this win against 521. Looks like all ults have been utilized here. Ability is going to come out. Yuli getting parried really quickly here. Great peel from his team to avoid most of that punish damage. The punish damage is something that is very, very difficult to avoid here. Rampage coming through. Louis is going to go down. 3v2 scenario here. Cookie getting focused on, and now they're focusing their energy onto Xi. Huge parry coming out now. I believe that was a triple parry coming through for on to 521, and EWG now on the front foot. Huge parry coming through again. Pampy picking up the kill onto their 3v1 scenario, and they get the kill. The triple parry, bringing it back around. EWG almost came back from that fight in a 3v2, but the parry from Pampy on the dual blades was just so much damage coming through, and now he's got a gold dagger giving him that gold Kylan ult when he needs it. It's going to be absolutely insane. Bringing it back around now. OUG taking a whole lot of damage. Looks like they're going to take that Wu Chen port and TP out as fast as possible. They do not want the smoke from Wolves. Wolves giving chase very, very close in the back end here. Still has that ultimate available. Going to send the Fear and Slash out. Does not connect onto Shinyu. They are bringing things around. F1 invested from ZK. We are going to see the Temi ult getting invested. It's the perfect spot for the Temi. We are going to see them without ultimates on the other side as we see the Tesla Charm getting popped. Huge parry coming out the King. We are going to see the Kurumi circle come out, though. The sustain from the Kurumi is going to be a whole lot, as OUG is going to try and just make their way out of this fight as the Charm's getting popped. Shinyu taking a lot of damage now. They're going to try and focus their energy onto Shinyu. OUG's the King, trying to go for a bit of a parry here. If they are able to get Shinyu juggled into the sky, focusing all of their energy onto him, they get the elimination. The follow-up from the Fan and the Fist Blades. Huge parry coming out onto the other side. It looks like ZK focusing onto OUG's the King. I believe that's the last remaining player onto OUG. This could be the end of the reign. 11 eliminations on the board for their team so far, but they get fully eliminated. The first team to get fully eliminated of this game. They have taken second place, and now they need about 17 to 20 points in their last game to take that first place, as it looks like Alliance, Revenge, Yuma, and NY7 all eliminating themselves here, as I believe they have that Vermilion Bird's Might to bring themselves back into the game here, wanting to make sure they utilize the full extent of their buff. As 521 now. Full aggression onto ASE, but it looks like Pampy is going to go down pretty quickly here. ASE bringing the fight back around. They both have Vermilion, so if either team goes down here, they will have a chance to revive. It's a 2v2 situation now. 521 Yin is going to use the cube to pour it out. EWG now on the third party. They need these kills to get the Soul Blooms. They are jumping around now. ASE is going to lose one of their members. 521 Yin trying to come in and steal the Soul Bloom. We are going to see the ultimate coming out from Luoyi. Akame getting so fast aggressed on. They are getting the kill onto Luo. Yuli gets the kill onto Akame. They need one of his teammates to get the Bloom, though, as he's already got it. 521 Yin, the last remaining player, brings it around. JL on the third party as well. We're seeing the Kurumi circle pop out. Louis is going to grab the Bloom so that JL isn't able to get it, and it looks like they are going to be able to come away with another elimination, but he takes the Bloom for the rest of his team. I believe his whole team has been cured of that Yang depletion. If we're taking a look at EWG, they are trying to get out of this fight now, though. JL going to take the kill onto Cookie here, and this is not what EWG wants to happen. They really needed to stay into this game. JL putting the pressure.
Able to do so. Walker, debuff on. Crossbow shots.
Oh, no.
I mean, he is Gonzo. It's easiest character in the game to kill. I'll keep saying it, but I stand by it. It's so easy to take a monk out. And down he goes. That is one member down for the side of WBG. They've managed to cleanse one of them with a debuff, though, so it's not completely done right now for the side of WBG. The problem is they've just lost their Kurumi. Do they have the money? Also, does Jing have the ability to survive? He is being run down by Alliance.
EWG.
He's in a good place to escape, to be fair.
EWG did buy their Kurumi back. And I believe...
Oh, they did already?
They did. They bought the Rebirth Charm. They haven't revived him just yet.
They're dumb.
But they did revive him as... WBG's Jing is going to get eliminated as they are the 11th team to go out in game number 5. They're sitting pretty in 9th place. Or, I mean, now they're gone down to 10th. Uh-oh. This is dangerous.
A lot can change. Honestly, 521 are popping off right now. EWG down their Kurumi, but if they can get a Rebirth Charm and get that recovery, they can also pounce back.
Ooh, Dongqing with the triple parry.
Parry. Massive one there, but Does look like Wolves are still going to keep that pressure up onto Dongqing, keeping him on the run. Able to get this. It's such a hard location to chase anyone down. There's too many buildings, too many windows. You have to be very clean with movement. I remember back in Season 1 when this was the only map, the amount of times we'd come here and see people like just use the movement.
Oh, the Celestia battles were legendary in Season 1.
It's such a different game. Like, I think
16 Z-Pings and 16 Yodos running around in... oh my goodness.
Zip didn't exist at the time, luckily. But yeah, it was like Justina and Yoto, right?
Justina and Yoto meta.
Yeah, that was the one.
We're taking a look now. ASE fighting against TE. Wash going to use the cube to get out of that really quickly here. Leo going into the stone form, bringing the blistering around, dealing with a lot of burn damage. Xiaowen forcing out that ultimate. 3 Kylan slashes remaining. TE's Wash taking a lot of damage. We do see the wind wall getting popped up by the Tumulch. They do still have that Kurumi ultimate to be able to invest here. We are going to see them bring full focus onto Wash. They want to take out their Kylan as fast as possible, avoiding the damage so that when the Kurumi ultimate does get popped, they are unavailable to attack. Huge parry coming up from TE's Leo, though, bringing it around. The pull sword follow-up damage just so powerful coming through. TE's Leo is going to take to the skies, and now we're seeing the Kurumi coming out again. 14 barely able to make it out of there alive. As we do see him does end up getting eliminated. Leo trying to peel as best as possible for his teammate. Wash getting eliminated now, and it's a 3v1 situation. Can the Hottie pull it off? I don't believe he's going to be able to. He might be able to come away with one onto Xiaowen. We're going to see maybe he can make it happen, but it doesn't look too promising as he takes his cube one last time. We're taking to the sky. Xiaowen actually getting dangerously low here, but I don't think he's going to make it happen. Bringing the blistering around. This could happen here. He might get the kill. No, he doesn't. The F1 invested, brings it around. Stone form coming through. He gets the kill on his Xiaowen, but he doesn't get any more. A fight for his life. Tease Leo had a phenomenal 3v1 performance there. The cube into the F1, into the... perfect. Getting that Mortal Defiance Jade as well. Xiaowen going to be able to pick that up and some gold armor. That's going to be super helpful for them. The change of Sand Siphon onto the Kurumi, the one thing they did lose was that Mortal Defiance proc. But now that the Takeda has it, if he gets caught in a wind wisp, if he goes down really quickly, he's going to be able to revive himself. And it looks like One Fang just took out Yuma with a slap.
Well, see, now with that Mystic Might, interesting to see they chose the Mystic Might. We do see a couple of different options. Draco Storm is typically the go-to. A lot of people do like to pick that one up. Looks like that's not going to be the game plan here for the side of ASE. Just going to grab himself a little bit from the shop. Golden armor to Xiaowen.
Depending on
sword as well. Yeah.
Depending on if you get your ult back in the fight, like near the end of these fights, lots of these players might end the fight off with 60-70% of their ultimate. If their main damage ult is on 60 to 70%, they will opt for the Draco Storm, but they won't take it unless they have an opportunity to gain their ult back really fast. Huge parry coming through here from Dongqing to try and sustain out, but it's looking very rough for him as he takes to the storm to try and run away. Xiaowen full in pursuit here, gonna get the grapple on. We do see the Kurumi tether as well. Dongqing is gonna get eliminated here as the storm is gonna take him out pretty quickly, and Xiaowen coming away with the elimination, putting ASE at 11 kills in the game, knocking DRG completely out as well. Taking a look at the bottom of our scoreboard here, we've seen 521 has passed BBE by 0.5 of a point. This could be a little bit interesting as it looks like EWG has lost another member as Cookie getting a huge parry there. Both players from X1 able to dodge out. X1, a team that does need to solidify their spot into this game by picking up a lot of kills. Alliance on the Yang depletion. We do see Cookie trying to scale away from X1. This could be very, very bad for them if they're able to come away with this elimination. Cookie and the rest of EWG could be in a lot of trouble going into Game 6.
Yeah, it looks like Cookie might be a little bit donezo, unfortunately. He's able to actually get himself the parasail out and...
Ankles!
I will give it to you. That was very clean, Cookie. Lovely little escape. 10 minutes left on this game. I feel like this game is... It felt like it still had like 20 minutes left. It's moving so fast. I guess that's what happens when you see a monk die 5 times in a game. Absolutely rolled. Wash getting burnt out by the chains. NY7 trying to put some pressure onto him. Does eat himself a dash, and another dash comes through. Takes the F up. Tries to get away. Doesn't actually quite make the mark to make the connection. Wash still making a break for it. Alliance actually looking to turn it around. Leo going very low. Takes himself the cube out to safety, flies off. And Alliance don't quite get that kill, but Fat Milk able to steal it away. BBE getting their 4th kill of the game. Been looking for that one for a while. They're now pressuring up onto the remaining players of TE. RTE going to be able to break away. We hear a clan go down, but nothing more. Alliance are still waiting in the wings, though. I think once one team is full committed, they'll come in and finish them up, as Leo may just be that player. They're looking to get the damage down, and Y7 gets himself parried. I believe his weapon was stolen there by TE, so he is desperately going to want that kill to re-secure that one. Looks like BBE have now turned their attention towards Alliance. F comes in onto Revenge. Revenge eats all of the damage, and BBE able to secure the kill. The poison splash is nothing but a sad aftermark to all of that. As Leo goes down, TE are knocked out, and now it's on to BBE to tidy up the Alliance members. Does look like NY7 not going to go far this time. Going to get locked down. The chain scythe doing way too much. We do see a third party, though. Wolves and JL collapsing in. This could be a real problem here for BBE. I think Alliance are done, but BBE may be overstaying their welcome. Roy Hee is obliterated by Wolves. ZK with the fan.
Oh my goodness. Wolves coming in on that third party, just absolutely destroying BBE's chances at coming away with any sort of a victory here, as he knows it here. He just pops the Kurumi ultimate and tries to kite away, but it's going to be very difficult for him to come away with anything. But it looks like ASE coming in on the third party could give them a chance to back away from this, as it looks like they are just sort of admitting defeat with only 2 members alive. It looks like they are going to let the Kurumi fall for their last player to try and play placement, as losing their Zai is going to be very difficult for them to succeed further. EWG also only down to 1 member. Oh my goodness, ZK getting juggled by the fan fistblade combo coming through. We are going to see huge parry coming up from him as he stands back up. We are seeing Kurumi circle coming out and helping, as well as the Takeda circle going to get popped, and the Temi ultimate coming through as well. ASE playing on the mirror comp, so we're seeing both ultimates coming up from both sides. Both Takeda ultimates now going out. Kurumi tether on to ZK, trying to send a Furin slash out, but he's getting juggled up into the air, doesn't know exactly where he wants to throw it out. He's going to be able to block, but NiHQ getting dangerously low. He does get eliminated. ASE just full aggressive into this fight now, as they're going to send the Furin slash to pull off some defense, but ASE just a super hyper aggressive into this fight here. They do not want to see them succeed, and wow, ZK getting absolutely demolished here, as ASE pick up another elimination. Ivan still alive in the back end, though, as we can see him on the backside, probably just going to try and go for placements.
Wow. It's going to have to be the game plan. BBE, Ivan.
Uh-oh.
Trying to go for a bit of a shot there onto the Wolves members. Zem actually making a break for it. ASE going to pressure up onto him, but not going to find that opportunity. Can they make the escape? And it is sad for Wolves, because it felt like they were geared up and set up. Able to blink away, buy some space, but the grapple change is coming in. It's really on Zem to use all of this extra armor. They've got to try and lead ASE into another team, but unfortunately, he's kind of led himself into JL. It's going to be able to make a slight breakaway. How long has he got left on the rest of his team? I don't think he's got long. No, they're both down. They're both gone now, so
yeah,
might be a little cooked for him. Zem trying to break away. Does out-survive BBE. Again, this is what my main issue with BBE was. They're so greedy as a team. They overstay and overcommit to every fight, and sometimes it pays off because they get loads of kills, and in times like this, they overstayed, they overcommitted, and they do see them and Wolves knocked out of the lobby for it. Wolves, really not a solid performance today. ASE have jumped up to 7th, by the way. ASE having a bloody good game.
ASE having a phenomenal game, and JL having a really great game as well. They're 2.3 points away from hitting that 3rd place marker, and then they're not far behind OUG that's in 2nd. OUG had a decent start, but then ended up going out pretty early. EWG's Cookie now really needs to be able to come away with the win here. Able to back out. It looks like XLY does get eliminated by the Bane really quickly here, and now these teams aren't going to be able to force the revive. Only 4 eliminations on to X1 this game too. So this is going to be a very difficult situation to be in. All the teams that need to succeed right now are not having a great time. XLY, they did lose 1 player. X1 here trying to come back for the revive, but LYG getting absolutely blitzed down by this Bane. And now EWG Yoli trying to pick up some exit frags. I believe that him and Cookie are the only players left on his team. LYD might get eliminated pretty quickly here. And it looks like EWG's Yoli picking up the elimination. Huge sap damage parry from ZDI on to Temi that just jumped right into this fight and then ended up backing out. DXJ is going to get the kill onto Cookie from the Bane as Yuli, the last remaining player on his team. You're going to see the Bloom getting taken by ZDI to get some a little bit of health back into this game. But now X1 ZDI, last remaining player of his team, needs to try and put up some eliminations before he goes out, trying to get the kill onto Yuli. Yuli is very close in proximity, but if he goes down, and there's only one player left in this game to fight the battle for him for EWG. And EWG is 10 points away from fighting for that 12th place with X1. Immortality getting popped from the Kylan, going to use all the slashes he can to get out of there as fast as possible, cancels ult, and now he's in a lot of trouble here. All of these teams spotting him out. EWG is going to get eliminated, so he does have that placement over EWG in this game. We're going to see him back off, running as fast as possible away, does not want to get caught out by 521 here. Very little HP available. Is going to be able to get himself a little bit of a pot reset, but gets caught by ASE. ASE on the other side. There's nowhere is safe for ZDI. He's trying to run away as fast as possible, but nobody letting him breathe. And JL's TXJ with the F2 going to steal the kill. Oh my goodness.
Able to get it. Zhao Wen keeping the pressure up. 4 minutes left in the game. ASE absolutely popping off in 7th place. They have got multiple teams in their line of sights. JL, though, have managed to move up into that 2nd place they've been aiming for all day. OUG are in 3rd. The top end of the table has been completely upheaved, and ASE may continue to upheave that as they want to climb even further. VVV eating so much damage and crowd control coming in from Zhao Wen. That's going to be Zhang Dong securing the kill there onto JL's member. Another kill in the pocket of ASE. They are a massive win away from being able to close up the distance towards the top of the table. And this could just be that game. All 3 members stacked with golden armor, golden weapons, and ready to go. See if they can find it. Just going to move around the edge here. Zhao Wen trying to find himself a couple of cannon shots off on the distance. Got to force the JL members back down. I believe JL were actually able to get their player back up. Let me have a look. No.
Yeah, they do. They got 3.
They got 3? Yeah, they were. You're right. They got it through in the nick of time.
Do you notice how persistent Zhao Wen was on that kill? He did not throw a single mix-up. He threw 1.0 blue after 1.0 blue after 1.0 blue. The courage on that man, thinking that he's not going to get parried, coming through with 1.0 after 1.0 and not getting parried in the pro game is absolutely insane. He was able to take advantage of the absolute chaos that's ensuing with all of these teams. I believe it's JL, ASE, Alliance has 2, and 521 is back at full strength. 3 full strength teams and 1 team with 2, and Humog goes out. 1 player left on Alliance. 5. ASE was able to pick that kill up. 15 eliminations on the board for them so far. They are having an absolute tear of a game. One Fang is going to pick up the elimination on to the last remaining player of Alliance. NY7 does go down quickly here. Pampy taking a decent amount of damage. They need a lot of points if they want to catch up to X1 here. So getting all of these kills in a first place finish could be huge for them. They might have the opportunity to be able to do this, but ASE just super strong right now. We are going to see the Temi ult coming out. Pampy going to invest that Kylan ultimate, but the burn damage from all of these different burns. We see the blistering come out. We see the Flamebringer coming out. We're seeing all of the Kylan ultimates getting ready to go through. TXJ getting knocked into the circle. Matari ultimate's still not online for him. They have Pampy regaining a lot of HP. Huge parry coming out from Pampy here. VVV taking the brunt of that damage. We're seeing all of the heals getting invested, though. All of these players able to sustain so much. Pampy out of ultimate now. Zhao Wen sending out these Furen slashes. Has 2 left on the board. Gonna try and focus their energy onto VVV. They get the kill onto VVV. That's 16 eliminations for them so far. They're gonna try and go for the rest of this lobby. We're seeing the Cloud Weaver come in. Akame trying to send off the overhold. We're seeing the 1.0s coming out. Again, 521 Yin just chilling, hanging out, not going to send an attack. Ends up taking the brunt of the damage. The Cloud Weaver coming in again from ASE. Huge parry coming out. Punish damage getting blocked. The pull sword's going everywhere. TXJ trying to run away. 1 HP and a dream on TXJ. ASE gets the kill. 521 versus ASE. There's 1 remaining player on to... Oh my goodness. TXJ is going to get eliminated. One last player. TXJ is back up. 5-2-1. Pampy still into this game. VVV as well. Ultimate invested. Xiaowen finally getting parried. Yin getting knocked out. Xiaowen getting knocked into the circle. Furin ult again coming through as everybody's taking to the sky. The shadow is spreading. 30 seconds left in the game. ASE still at full strength. 5-2-1 trying to make something happen into this game. VVV getting eliminated, bringing them back to 18 kills. We're seeing them going absolutely so insane. Done. The One Fang going to the top. Oh my goodness. ASE on 3 players. The 20 bombs coming out. 5-2-1 Yin getting eliminated. 21. And that's 22. 5 players still remain. 22, 23. And Akame goes down. Oh my. What just happened?
ASE, I tell you what happened. ASE absolutely annihilated that one. That was so big. They rocketed up the standings off the back of that one. After the multipliers and everything apply, these guys are going to be in contention for a top spot. We saw JL and OUG jump into 2nd and 3rd spot off this game, which is really big for them in the standings. Game 6, genuinely, we might see 3 teams all have a shot at taking GG off the top spot. GG, if all of these teams pop off again, GG actually could move into 4th place.
A good chance to scale up and then join into a fight closer to Imperium as the game decides to continue. X1 is also contesting this zone. They have procced that burn area, so lava will be engulfing part of the map. They will be immune to the burn as they are the ones that have initiated it. As they're jumping in, EWG going to be getting themselves a bit of loot. X1 going to do some looting on the bottom side, scaling up pretty quickly here. We're seeing blue armor and blue weapons coming out from ZDI, LYD, and XLY. Still on the grays, as well as EWG, only 1 player on the blue armors, as we are going to see them start to join into the scrap off. But BBE versus OUG right off the rip here in Arcadia. We are going to see Shinyu go down to Roy Hehe, the king going down as well. The Tessa Charm coming in from Alliance now as the huge play coming through. Big parry coming out. Roy Hehe is going to get caught. All of these players getting dangerously low. Fat Milk is going to go down. Yuma picking up the elimination. SS waiting in the wings to revive his teammates here. They're going to try and go. Roy he does have that ultimate available. Going to pop it off. Huge parry coming through. Yuma is going to take that punish damage right to the face. And all of these players coming back in. And it looks like Fat Milk going to try and just go for the revive really quickly here. Aizen nowhere to be found. It looks like Wolves and company have decided to chase him down. So we are seeing Alliance jump back into the mix here. Not able to get the punish damage off from that Furin slash, but he does have a purple katana in hand, so this could be very interesting for him. 1 Furin slash left. He's going to try and save his teammates here, as we do see the ultimate getting invested from the Tumulch of BBE, and they get the kill onto Zem, and they're picking up a lot of kills early here. This is their 3rd elimination into the game. Aizen is taking a lot of damage, getting eliminated. Almost getting eliminated really quickly here, as we are going to see the peel coming in.
Word.
And now Roy Hehe getting caught out on his own. A little bit of an unfortunate circumstance here. And now Aizen getting caught out as well. This is going to be difficult for them to be able to bring this back in. Ultimate getting invested by Wolves. And oh my goodness, Revenge with the Bane kill onto Aizen. This is very unfortunate for them. They picked up 3, but they got too aggressive into this fight. EWG's UE fighting against X1. And this, if X1 fails and EWG succeeds, this is going to be very difficult for them. X1's LYD already eliminated. I believe Pampy picking up the elimination. Zyult invested, trying to get the F3 damage off on it to the other member of EWG. Cookie taking so much damage. And now we're seeing X1's players jumping in to try and third party, and EWG trying to peel. 5-2-1 caught in pursuit of the EWG player. The burn going to come through, but the F ability going to block out most of that damage. We're going to see the F2 coming out from the Matari as well, doing a lot of damage. Now Kylan all invested. Immortality popped. F3 coming through from the Repoc. We're seeing the burn come through. Does miss the burn damage. We are going to see him just try and kite out as fast as possible. Yin going to pop that ult just for a bit of insurance policy here. Louis going to just send that ultimate back around, sending the Kylan slashes out. Able to get a little bit of siphon off here. We are going to see them sending some bow shots as well. X1 trying to jump back into the mix here. LYD dangerously low. Needs to get a reset off fast, as ASE is going to go down in the kill feed to DRG.
That might have been the most aggressive drop I think I've ever seen. As we're still not done. Ballista shot coming in from X1's ZDI, getting Yin with the ballista. Absolutely brutal. 5-2-1 losing 2 players there. X1 able to secure themselves their 3rd kill. They're actually pressuring up here on to 5-2-1 and the remains of EWG as well. That is going to be a kill going over to them nice and quick and easy. X1 making that 4. Solid start, and as you look at the bottom of the screen, a bunch of teams being cycled around. WBG, their hubris coming back to bite them, and I'm going to get off this soon, but they are almost about to be overtaken by EWG. If EWG have a good enough game, BB have a good enough game, WBG may just be knocked out altogether as Jing finds himself having to take the cube away to safety. Still got the revive, so it's not completely over yet, but they do need to look to try and get some kills. They can force the Wushen out, I believe, from OUG. They're going to keep the pressure up, though. Looks like OUG think they're in the safety. Can they actually get away from it? WBG going to now pressure up onto these members. Going to go for the escape route. The King healing up. Has he been found? He has by Walker. Able to break away from the Halberds for a brief second, but it is hard to get that escape off, and the lockdown's coming in. The King keeps himself alive with the zip for a bit longer. It's not going to last forever.
Not going to last for very long, no. As SS, the last remaining player, going to take the hottie out to the sky, pop the cube up, might cancel his ult really quickly here to try and get away, as Xiao now getting dangerously low is going to go down. Alliance's Revenge coming in on a crazy third party here. Looks like they are going to try and go for that Viper ultimate. NY7 not able to pick up an elimination here. They do have the Wuchen port to be able to back out if they need to, but the Tessa Charm is going to come out onto Walker. NY7 picking up the kill. Jing, the last remaining player here, and if he goes out quickly, this could be very bad for him. They do have the resurrections available. Jing just going to try and deal as much damage as possible in his ultimate, then kite out all of these players coming in on the third party, able to get the overhold charge on the Fist Blades to deal some damage. Tries to go for an armor swap here. Armor isn't full, so he's going to end up backing off. OUG now fighting against Alliance on the back end, and we are seeing them picking up the kill onto NY7. I believe NY7 on Alliance is on 8 eliminations, but they have gotten eliminated here pretty quickly. WBG able to revive Walker and Xiao, getting a full reset off as Jing was able to kite out just long enough to get themselves back up to full strength. Absolutely insane. OUG on 3 kills.
We are 6 minutes into this game and we have 32 kills.
Jeez.
I just added it up. 32 kills in 6 minutes. That is unbelievably aggressive of a game.
Can't spell the alphabet, but does math like a legend. Absolutely
I used to calculate.
insane.
Also, can't spell the alphabet. That's, I guess in a way, it is a spelling, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's spell the alphabet. I'd
recite
say
the alphabet?
Recite's probably the better term. Also, I learned how to do the alphabet for a Ouija board. I wish I was joking.
Here we are jumping in. OUG fighting against WBG. We're seeing the Kylan ults coming out from Shinyu here as WBG taking to the skies as well. Shinyu trying to knock Sleepwalker out of that hottie ultimate. He's been successful in doing so. F1 invested from Sleepwalker, trying to take Xiao out now, focusing all of their aggression onto their Z-Ping, not wanting the heals to come back into this game. Missing the Kylan slashes though. Xiao doing a great job of kiting here. They are going to go for that immortality proc. Does hit that here. And now we're juggling. Misses that last Kylan slash here. Now no HP available. Gonna try and go for the heal. The King has been eliminated. Sleepwalker back on the full aggressive here. And now Shinyu in a lot of trouble. Kylan ultimate coming out from Jing. And WBG turning this fight around, making it that much more difficult. And WBG, a team that does need to keep up the pace. Shinyu is gonna go down here. And they're gonna head back to the Soul Altar. Only 3 eliminations under their belt. Absolutely crazy WBG to turn that around.
OEG need this to go in their favor as well. This game is super important for them, and to get knocked out there is rough because the major thing is Realm of Yang's going to be spawning up relatively soon, and we talked about like the scaling just before that Realm of Yang if you want to try and go for it. That slows down OUG. They have a little bit of time, but it's like a minute till the Realm of Yang spawns up, so I don't think you're going to get much done in that time and get all the gear you need. So they're either going to have to be very lucky on what they get from their drops, or they're going to have to go in ungeared or not go in at all. As right now we're looking at EWG on X1. X1, she's doing a right job of hanging on there. They do pop the Viper ultimate and don't actually make a connection onto anyone. Just send them back in. I was just going to get a heal off.
Though.
Yeah, it did buy them some space. As in jumps EWG once again. ZDI is going to keep the pressure up until Lue. They're going very low. Can they make the break away from this? Grapple comes in. So we see multiple teams actually jumping into that Realm of Yang. We'll go see that in a moment, though, because X1 are just finishing up the remaining members of EWG. They are absolutely clapping them here. They blink out, but whew.
If their hottie goes out here, no resurrections. They've completely ruined their chances. But what the one thing we needed to happen for these 13th to 18th place teams to succeed and make it into the finals was for X1, WBG, and all of the mid-level players right now, or the mid-placed players, to not succeed, as in Wolves and Alliance and all of these teams. And all of these teams that are on that 7 to 12 position are the ones that are popping off right now. As BBE in the Realm of Yang against DRG, Aizen has gone down, and now it's a 3v1 situation. Roy he has been able to pull it off in the past, but it's just so difficult, especially when you're facing off against a Takeda Ultimate here. Takeda Ult has gone down, but we are seeing the slaps come out now in WX98, trying to make something happen. We are seeing the uppercut go through, and now we're flipping over. TE's Wash is going to get eliminated. Wolves versus 521. We are going to see 14 go down. Pampy does end up going down as well. Akame getting eliminated really quickly here too. Last player remaining, Yin and Pampy gone down. Akame, very little HB remaining, getting juggled by the burn, and there he goes. And Roy he ended up surviving for a decent amount of time. Just went out in the kill feed right now. So, props to him for surviving.
I just think Wolves are so good at either versions of the Siphon teams, like the Siphon or the Sand Siphon. Like, you put them on either one of those teams, they're going to pop off. They're so good at it. Really, really impressive to see. EWG, obviously, XGI, their final player in the worst costume in the game. Worst costume in the game, by the way.
Yeah, not the prettiest looking thing in the world. But,
no. JL jumping straight out with that Vertmite. Going to get himself into a scrap here versus DRG. DRG with the debuff. Oh no, DRG won their Roma Young, didn't they? They beat BBE. So this is just two teams with debuff, with buffs going up against each other in a consequence-free point scoring run. Dongkyu throws down the Sandstorm. Does get answered out in kind though. They're just going to continue to put the pressure onto VVV, but he's quite hard to actually kill with a Kurumi Tether standing on the Kurumi Ultimate. Does get a parry off onto the OX98. I don't know if he was able to steal the weapon away. Donkyu's continuing to fire forward, has one more slash of that Fear and Shove in his pocket. Gonna wait for a good opportunity to use it. Holding on now, nice and fast. Does throw it down. The parry is huge, and he loses his weapon for it. So there was a price. A price was paid heavily here. In comes 521. They're just looking to steal away these kills and cleanse themselves of the Realm of Yang debuff. I believe they were able to get one off there. JL getting jumped onto, caught out though by the Sandstorm. Pampy's health bar is annihilated by the Dual Swords, instantly fired out with the Kurumi Ultimate to refresh that armor. And JL, they don't want to give him anything. They're just looking to run away from this one. One Fang trying to make an escape for it. TXJ eats so much damage from that Zai. Is going to be able to get himself back into the Kurumi Ultimate and refresh his armor back up. His health bar's low though, gets knocked back. 521 keeping the pressure on. Sandstorm breaks out as they're trying to turn it around. TXJ, thanks to the Kurumi Ultimate, is able to sustain for a fair amount of time, but he should be going down any moment now. Holding on fast. They're able to actually turn it around. JL, how do they do it? They turn on 521 and they take him out. 521 now forced away as DRG re-engage into this fight. They've still got the Bird's Might for a few seconds left, so JL quite happy to full send this one. They get knocked out here and will be able to get that revive off, although they are starting to run out on time, so they may have to look at disengaging, but DRG getting chased off by the side of JL. VVV looking to turn it around. Parry doesn't quite come through, but the spear unloosed onto Dongkyu, secures the kill onto him. One Fang does go down. VVV, 15 seconds left. They need to finish him up so he can revive. And he is out of there. That was a beautiful run, though, from JL.
TXJ, they need to take TXJ out fast. Oh,
okay. Almost
that was a close one.
That was a beautiful run, though, for the Vermilion Birds. Up to 8 kills. JL, they are 6 points away.
They're very, very close, yeah. And 521 Yin trying to hold on for dear life, but DRG just full aggression on 12 eliminations on the board for them so far, putting themselves way past the 100-point threshold there. We are going to see that they're letting 521 take a bit of a reset here as JL is back into the mix after the resurrection. And it was unfortunate to see EWG, 521, and BBE, all three of the teams that needed to win their Realm of Yang and get the kills and come in to get themselves into the finals were all three of the teams that had Yang depletion and were trying to cure it. And now we're seeing all of these teams go back at it again. DRG's WX98 getting absolutely blitzed out here. Dongqing losing a lot of his HP, popping the ultimate. Now we are going to see that come out. JL's VVV now back answering with the ultimates of his own. Furin Slash versus Furin Slash. Temi ult versus Temi ult. Karumi Circle versus Karumi Circle. Parry taking over to Parry as we're seeing Furin versus Furin again coming through. Huge overhead slam from the spear coming out. Dongqing now taking down to the bottom side of the map. X1 waiting in the wings. X1 could come through with a huge amount of eliminations if they play this right, but it looks like these teams have decided to back off. They are going to jump in. They know DRG doesn't have ultimates. They found themselves Kakashi. They found themselves WX98. They found the F3. They found the... Oh, they found this elimination on the Kakashi here. So beautiful. Waiting for the perfect time to jump into that fight. And now they're going to back out again. This was textbook play here. It looks like DRG is going to end up running into Alliance as well. A WX98 going to get eliminated. One player left on the DRG. One player left on the EWG. This is absolute madness and mayhem. One player left on the 5-2-1. X1 playing absolutely insane on the Blind 8 comp. And we are seeing JL fighting as well into this Spirit Well. They don't want to go into the Realm of Yang right now. TXJ taking a whole bunch of damage. It looks like they just back off, letting them know that they mean business, telling them to back off, go for a reset, try and come and kill us later. We're going to win either way.
Yeah, X1 able to hold on nicely there. Secure themselves the Spirit Well. Good read of JL, not to full send though. They do back away. Getting hit by a charm onto Zhao Wen. Zhao Wen able to break away. Man, he full committed there. X1 are able to get what they need though from that Spirit Well. Got themselves the White Tigers.
And they still got ult.
And they, well, it refreshed their ults, didn't it?
Yeah.
They committed 2, and they just refreshed them immediately.
We are going to see
Very
here
nice.
WBG's Jing going to be picking up an elimination onto Walker, picking up the elimination onto Wolf Zem. The Peel coming in as well. Aishao getting knocked back by the Kylan Slash. Kylan ultimate has been knocked down. We are seeing them try to get their Zai back up here with the Karumi tether. This might actually work for them here. The Zai is going to get brought back into this game very quickly as their attention is focused on a NiHQ. Great peel from NiHQ to get Zem back into this game. It's now a 3v3 situation again. Jing trying to go for the follow-up with the Pole Sword. Going for the Scale Rush here, bringing it back around. It looks like NiHQ has gotten eliminated now. Zem on the back foot, trying to use those nunchucks to gain some extra movement. We're seeing the Scale Rush going to come in here. Brings it up to the sky, doesn't go for the attack. Brings the follow-up damage onto ZK with the 1-2 slash with the Pole Sword. The F ability going to come out. Huge parry, though, on to Zem. And now ZK is the last remaining member. He's got 23 seconds to kite out all of the members of WBG. He is going to get parried pretty quickly, and that's going to be it for Wolves' ZK.
Yeah, no way he was going to hold on to that one. WBG, some bad games today, and they were in a potential position where they could lose a spot in the bi-weekly finals. Came alive in this final game. A lot of kills under their belt. I mean, they are crushing it right now. But to be fair, it's been a very bloody game. I genuinely do think we could see a quick end to this game. I mean, you're looking, there's 22 players up. You're about to get the debuffs as well that will come through and cleanse off a bunch of people. I think we're going to see a very, very explosive game. JL being run down by X1 though. X1 with that White Tigers looking to finish them up. That's the second member of JL going down. They've only got their Temi. Is he going to be able to get the rebirths in? Sadly running around the map, desperately trying to look for them. As yeah, TXJ is going to get himself a rebirth charm. So he'll be able to get the team back up.
And DRG as well got themselves a rebirth charm, so 12 eliminations could be pushed into a lot more. Wolves on Yang depletion is not the best place that they want to be in, but they do have the opportunity to try and come away with some eliminations. WBG's Jing 1.0 after 1.0 on the fan. They do have that Vulpine Essence on Aishao as well, so that's going to give them a Mortal Defiance proc as well as the Z-Ping ult Mortal Defiance proc. They're going to be very, very stacked on the health as they've found the last remaining player of EWG and have decided to shark him out. Waiting for that ultimate to go down. It looks like Alliance has picked up an elimination onto ASE. So ASE losing a player here. It looks like GG might actually get their spot after all. And there we go. Exi getting eliminated. No more chance for them. Oh, they've got Aurora as well. And this is pre-patch Aurora. So they've still got the huge amount of silence time. Alliance now following, getting chased on the third party by Wolves. They have cured one Yang depletion, but they need to cure some more. Revenge is going to try and just go into this building. It's really easy to kite out in this area, especially if you're going into the storm. These players are going to be losing a lot of HP in the zone. Going to be trying and getting themselves a bit of attack buff. We see the gold jade drop there. Are going to be able to come away with a bit of attack buff there, and Revenge getting eliminated pretty quickly here as he does go out, curing one more Yang depletion on the Wolves team. They do still have one more to claim. They do have enough money for the buybacks here, so we could see some interesting stuff happening there, as it looks to be 5-2-1, still fully into this game. I was pretty sure that they had been eliminated. Looks like they were able to get their players back up and running. And, you know, it's a long shot. It's a long shot as in 30 points, but it still very well could happen. You know, you never know what buffs might be in the last Spirit Wells and who might be able to claim them. As DRG fighting against X1 here on the mountainside close to Imperium. We are seeing Dongqing try and go for a scale rush with the longsword. Resets coming around as they are trying to play around this Temi wall. It looks like DRG is going to just take themselves into the circle, not wanting to give the kill up to X1 and let them get even higher up, as they do get the tether on to Dongqing from the Tesla ultimate here, and now it is a very tough situation. No more Furon shoves available for him, I believe. He does have one left as he uses the last one. We are going to see him try and scale away. He did get the gray armor swap. He does have a little bit of extra health, but the huge parry going to come through, and Dongqing is going to be eliminated here. One player left on the DRG, and everybody is dropping like flies.
It is a absolute bloodbath, this game. There is so much action, so much fighting going down. Wolves are able to get their rebirth charms off, so they're going to pick up their downed player. I think they only cleansed one person.
They had one person cleansed in that fight.
I think it might have been a visual bug.
It was a misclick?
I think it might have been a visual bug as well. Or someone picked it up, in which case that is even sadder.
They picked up two soul blooms on the one person. NiHQ is getting sharded out, though.
Yeah.
Oh, the Kurumi Circle is going to come through to help him out a little bit here, but they are on the back foot right now, bringing that Kurumi out pretty early. It's a very difficult situation to be in. ZK trying to make something happen on the top end as well. We are going to see Wolves trying to go for this cover area here, but TE and ASE on both sides of them just decimating their health bars with cannon fire coming through from both sides. JL as well in this mix of players. Everybody is just through this area. TE saying this and not wanting any piece of it. They're on 6 eliminations right now, looking to go for this kill onto ZK. We see the 1.0 slam coming down. Pampy trying to make something happen as well, and it looks like TE's 14 with the dash is able to come through with the elimination, putting them on to 7 kills. TE's got an even bigger challenge of trying to come through, but they're not even showing up on the scoreboard right now. JL on 9 eliminations. They're coming close to GG. It's going to be very difficult for them to come away with the first place, but they have a decent shot at coming away, beating GG. They've got a very good stack right now. They're in a decent position, and as long as ASC doesn't ruin it for them, they're coming away first.
Yeah, they are. JL very close towards being able to close this whole day out and locking themselves into first place. 9 kills under their belt. So let's do a little bit of work as Jiang Dong gets himself taken out. Actually, sorry, he takes down Pampy, so that's another kill picked up for them. Now looking for Akame, who isn't even going to get stunned by the Viper ultimate, just gets taken down in ASE. Been a little quiet this game, finally able to get themselves online. WBG, with this Aurora Burst, though, are looking to control the area around the Spirit Well. This isn't the one with the buff on, and immediately WBG find themselves getting hit by all of the crowd control, locked in place. That charm is going to connect. Is anyone going to punish Jing? Yes, they are. Immediately hit by a wisp, and Wash secures the kill. TE trying their best to keep themselves going in this one, but WBG, they were geared, and they just lost a lot there by losing that player.
Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate to see that happen to WBG. They have secured themselves pretty decent standing in this game. 100 points and a 0.5 to just add to the top there. Is Jing going to try and get himself away? Sleepwalker, sorry, trying to get away from X1. Going for the uppercut with the nunchucks, trying to go into a meter dump here. We are going to see them just trying to shark this kill up as fast as possible. Doing a great job of peeling for each other here, as we're going to see the wind walls coming up from the Wuchen F ability, as X1 and TE now facing off. A Xiao getting dangerously low as well. X1 really wanting to finish off this kill, as TE's boss trying to come in on the other side with the cannon shots, but ZDI is going to come away with the elimination. TXJ getting a kill onto X1 as well. We're going to see the Wuchen port out, though. They're able to come away with the revive here, but TE hungry for this elimination. X1 going to have to go for a quick reset here. That looks like they were able to pull his armor off of him before he died, so he's not going to have an armor. Forced to swap to a gray here. This is very unfortunate circumstance, as having a gray armor in this circle. He's able to switch to a purple. He finds the purple armor back, as this 80% Bane, it's going to force them to jump into the Bane here, and NY7 going to get eliminated by ASE's Jiandong, as they're also scaling the Bane on this outside of this circle. Everybody forcing themselves into the Bane's Breath, as they don't want to engage in these fights on the outside. TE doing a beautiful job at just trying to gain as many points as possible, but it's increasingly impossible for them to climb up. And it looks like Mystic Might is going to be our final buff of the day. We're not going to get to see a Thanos snap happen again, but it's not a race to see who's going to qualify. We've got ourselves a general list. Nobody is in danger of not qualifying anymore unless TE does the impossible and gets every single elimination and a first place finish.
Yeah.
And even at that point, I'm not even 100% sure. But we're going to be seeing who's going to take the first place here. And it looks like JL does want to go for this. They stole
the Aurora Burst.
They do have the Aurora Burst, so it's going to be very easy for them to hold this. Wash trying to hold with the gold hung sword as well, but the Aurora Burst is going to be so much easier for them to hold. X1 trying to join into the mix as well.
Well, here's the thing, right? Mystic Might isn't as worth risking it all for as previous buffs were. They throw down the Sandstorm. I think that should be enough for them to secure it. But what we do see is like teams will risk it all for the White Tigers. But Mystic Might, it's an okay buff. It gives you a bit of scouting. Does it still have a damage reduction on it, or did they move the damage reduction elsewhere?
They moved it to White Tigers, I believe.
Yeah, White Tigers.
Sure,
so White Tigers is just like the better one because of the damage reduction and also just the pop.
And the heals.
And the heals, yeah. But JL, they're going to pick this Mystic Might up. They're going to have some ability to see where everyone is. They're very geared. Golden armor on absolutely everybody. JL, all they need is a couple more kills, and they shall surpass GG into first place. ASE also very hot on their tails as well, so we could see GG drop down into third place off the back of this game, depending on the performance of ASE and JL.
Yeah, it really depends. There's 4 points to be won for JL. 7 or 8 points for the other teams. X1's LYD and ZDI both getting eliminated. TE14 picking up one of the kills. JL's One Fang picking up the other. JL full aggression onto ASE now as they're jumping back into the mix with the Furen shoves, as ASE gonna pop the ultimate, bringing it over onto the side of TE, and WBG Sleepwalker still in the mix. Alliance has one player alive as well. JL full aggression on, no ultimate available anymore. We're gonna see the F1 getting popped. The Wuchen ult from ASE gonna get them to safety as well. TE on the backside going to make something happen as well. They have so many gold jades here. One Fang with the Merciless, TXJ with the Aurora Burst. This is going to be a difficult zone when it gets to the final circle. Sleepwalker getting dangerously low as well, and it's ASE picking up that elimination. And this is really just a kill race here, as Dongwen now, Jiandong, sorry, is getting dangerously low. Gets himself a little bit of heal here, but VVV gonna get himself parried. Picks his weapon back up, though, back on to the purple fist blades now. TE's 14 going to get sent into the circle. One Fang picking up the elimination. TE's Leo now on the back foot, getting hit by the Merciless Havoc into the charm from the Tessa. We are going to see TXJ picking up the kill onto Leo, putting themselves at 13 eliminations. Now they're focusing onto ASE. ASE is getting absolutely demolished by VVV, sending the fist blade damage out huge fist blades damage coming through. Yuma now sending out a Tessa Charm, but Jandong did go down. Alliance's Yuma picking up that elimination. 134.2 for JL. All they need to do is get a little bit more placement. One
there
more
it
kill.
is.
Done it. They've passed. They've hit the first place. There's 6 players left remaining. Merciless into the zone. Moran is going to get absolutely eliminated here. And Xiao Wen trying to make something happen. Huge parry coming out, but the F1 is going to be available to counter it here.
Can ASE
Moran
do
trying
it?
to make something happen. Can ASE do it? I don't believe so. JL picking up that first place finish.
Nice.
Moran getting eliminated. One more Tessa Charm coming out. One more ultimate for them. 5 players remaining. ASC's Xiao Wen getting eliminated. 1 player remains, and it's TE. TE in the mix still. Wash trying to make something happen, but VVV full aggression onto this, and it's going to be difficult for him to make it out of here alive. 17 kills, 39 points, plus the multiplier, plus the placements. JL are going to take that first place spot.
Well, they were technically denied at the beginning of the day with the technical issues. They won the second game of the day, but they unfortunately had to lose that spot. Took them a little bit of time to come back online, but there they were, able to find that final victory of the day. And most crucially, this now means that they've beaten GG into first place. This actually, I believe, now means that they have a 100-point day, which is incredibly rare ever since the points have been the point system has been changed around. And ultimately, that means we're going to have a very good finals. They're going to be carrying the most points forward out of any team. Yale, obviously a team who have been a favorite coming into this year for the NBPL. Picked up a lot of the world champion players on this roster.
Oh yeah.
So very excited to see these guys show up. Question is